His brother also plays out here, Jason Landorf, so hopefully they can have a good win for the family.
Okay, one of the South Adelaide supporters in front of us just saying, can we talk a bit louder? He wants to hear the commentary. Okay, here's the start of the game here at the Noarlunga Oval. South going with the breeze, kicking to the southern end. Obviously Norwood kicking to the Colonnades end here, and there's going to be a bounce up. The umpy comes in just as Norwood about to break away there through James Gallagher. And another bounce up now in the centre of the ground. Here joining me for commentary this afternoon, Norwood's John Cunningham.
Thanks very much, Doug. Ball still in the centre of the ground. Umpire bounces the ball. Ball ace grabs it out of the ruck contest. Intercepted beautifully by Murray. He kicks inside 50. Clements is there. Was spoiled by Wilson's. Clements mops up, gives it to Pitt. Pitt now releases out to the wing. Gallagher in his customary position out there in the wing. He has Ball ace over the top. He gives it to that player. Ball ace now looks forward. It's an ordinary kick though from Ball ace, but Crumb beautifully by Crouch. He releases back out to Ball ace. Good following up from Scotty Bullis. He again, short pass and finds Bassett on the half-forward flank.
Bassett now comes in. He's too far out to score. The breeze holding up the ball too. A couple of big Norwood players down there couldn't take it. That's good football here by Trent Mills, though. Comes away with a long hand pass. That's brilliant football. Jackson Crabb now will go short, and this is good football by South. Nice build up there, and Mark DeBasie comes in and takes the mark. Oh, he's about 90 metres out from goal. Goes in short, though. I think he'll find the boy there. Young Tim Rogers, the boy from Langhorne Creek, the boy who knows how to throw a hay bale, selected at 7.5 this afternoon, and he'll kick from about 60 metres.
Rogers now kicks long to the top of the square. Players gathering. Look at Pitt again, showing his strength. Beautiful mark there from Stephen Pitt in the last line defence. Summing up his options. Short pass, inside 50 still. Ball ace will take the ball hard and receives a free kick there. Ball ace, a bit lucky there, Pitt. The kick was a little bit risky. Rigney just giving away the free kick, though, a bit high for Scotty Ball ace. He now switches play outside to Daniels, who's all on his own. He has a player over the top in Calabrese, who's all on his own as well. A lot of space here for the North players. Gallagher breaks to the outside as well, working hard on both sides of the ground. Gathers the ball, twists and turns, uses his skill. Ordinary kick, though, finds Morton with a bit of luck. Back to Calabrese, who's playing a kick behind the play. He kicks long now, inside 50 for Norwood. Ball spoiled, Crumb there by South Adelaide. He's wrapped up in a huge tackle by Bassett. And the players gather in a pack formation. Nick Pesh.
Yeah, just a quick one, boys. It looks like Nick Manhort is actually picking up James Gallagher on the outer wing, and big task for him.
You get the feeling that Nick Manhood will be a tired boy by the end of the first quarter, even the way Gallagher has started. He is running everywhere. He's like a little rabbit. And here's the terrier chasing him. There's the bounce up there. No one getting away with that there. There's going to be a big pack of players again, and I think the umpy will come in and call for a bounce already at this early stage. Ball ace has had, about 3 touches. Stephen Pitt, a couple of good defensive thrusts there. So it's been a promising start by those two.
Yeah, definitely. I think South, perhaps the long option isn't the way to go today with a Norwood experience in the back line.
There's the bounce up there. It's tapped away there by Calabrese, but South Adelaide will bring the ball out. They bring it down towards half forward, and there's Derek Murray, the electrifying Murray, the boy who, of course, has played for Port Power this year. In he comes now. He's normally a beautiful kick. This is no exception. Looking here for his brother. He gets the free kick there too. That's fair enough. The umpy plays the advantage to Maisie now from 50 metres out. Kicks right up in towards the teeth of goal. Stephen Pitt down there once again against Steele, and Pitt is too strong, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. There will be a throw in. It's deep in the forward pocket. South in attack.
Yeah, and a good start by South Adelaide here. They've kept the Norwood runners quiet and probably come into their 50 3 or 4 times in the opening 5 minutes.
Left forward pocket for South Adelaide. Ball thrown in by the umpire. Calabrese gets a tap down. Murray's lurking dangerously at the front of the pack. South again working hard at the bottom of the pack. Quick hand pass out to Rogers, I think it was. No, it's Newbury. I think it's Newbury on the left, and hands it out to get the first goal on the scoreboard today. Good start for South. They go to 1 goal straight 6, leading Norwood, no score.
Well, there it is. Good goal kick there by Ben Newbury, the former Glenelg Reserves player. And South Adelaide get the first one. And Gavin, you've got an update for us.
Yes, thank you, Doug. At the Elizabeth Oval, it's 1 goal apiece. Central's 1 goal nil to Sturt 1-0, and a quick one over the border. Hawthorn 53 points lead the Kangaroos 25.
Here this afternoon for the Mr. Click player of the match. Obviously, it's a little bit early about that one yet. The best bricks and pavers team effort of the day, and also we're going to keep our eyes on the Paradise Community Church mark of the day. There's the bounce up. Big Brennan Jackson gets it away here to Derek Murray. He has started like as though he owns the football, but he's given it up this time. It's taken away here by Danny Morton. In towards centre half forward he goes. Trapped here by Norwood. Could have been, it will be. No, it won't be a free kick to South. as I thought the Norwood boy was tackled and didn't get rid of it terribly well. The ball's on the ground, kicked off the ground this time though by the South Adelaide defenders. It's big Peter Johnson down there, and deep down in that back pocket we find the South Adelaide players there. They go for a chain of hand passes. Kimmy Cobb, good to see him back in the team after suffering that jaw injury with that familiar left foot kick of his now. Kicks it down now towards the wing. Ben Warren was at Warren out there, and Timmy Rogers at centre half forward is playing quite well too. Takes the mark. That is a shocking kick this time, and it is marked by Brett James.
Brett James now at centre half back. Beautiful kick, looking for Yerbury. He spills an easy mark, gives it out to Daniels though. Fortunately, he's running hard. Daniels kicks inside 50 for Norwood. Hewitt there, turns in the forward pocket now, snaps towards goal. It's running through, but rushed through. Good defence there by South in the last line defence, and Norwood get their first score, a rush behind.
And a good match-up, boys, were Ashley Manuel's only played 29 games, standing Evan Hewitt, and be a good experience for him throughout the day today.
South Adelaide 1 goal straight, that's 6 points of course. Norwood just the one behind, 1 point. South by 5 points. South going with the breeze. We're at the 6-minute mark of the opening quarter, live from the Noarlunga Oval. And with the backdrop of the Colonnade Shopping Centre, there's the kick out, and the mark is taken here by South Adelaide. Kicking down towards the wing now, and co-captain in Clay Sampson it is who takes the mark. He's forced into a hurried kick. That was rather effective though, and it lands fortuitously in the arms of Mark DeBasie, causing a few problems out there on that half-forward flank. He's got the lead here from Aaron Murray, and that was a good lead. South playing good football in these opening minutes. That is a shocker. It comes off the face there of Ben Newbury. He's over the ball, tries to tap it out. A hand pass came out there though by the Norwood players. It was Scotty Carslake in there. Norwood going forward once again this time. It's a big long kick down towards half forward, and the mark is taken out there, way out deep on the outer side of the ground by
Stewie Bound. Stewie Bound now has the football inside 50, short pass. Brett James has worked hard forward, and he spills into the short pass from Stewie Bound, and we'll have a set shot at goal. Nick Pesh.
Yeah, just a quick one to note, boys. Obviously, the turnovers for South Adelaide are going to be very costly today. The Norwood runners, very experienced, smooth skills out of the back line. As we can see, only 60 seconds later, Norwood are lining up for a shot for goal.
In comes Brett James now. Doesn't look as though he's made too many mistakes with that one. No, and the Norwood supporters are clapping that one through the middle, and so the Norwood skipper gets their first goal, and it takes Norwood to the lead in this game at Noarlunga Oval. Let's check the scoreboard again. It's Norwood 1-1-7, leading South 1 goal straight 6. Live at Noarlunga, this is where local footy comes to life.
And Nick, South getting plenty of the football, but just their use of the footy coming inside 50 has let them down a couple of times there.
Yeah, definitely. I think they'd have to be 3 or 4 goals up come quarter time.
Okay, back in the middle, Ruckman go at it. Calabrese jumped early but didn't win the footy. South clear through Newbury. He kicks inside 50. Murray lurking dangerously. It's gathered beautifully by Steele. He kicks over the top. Murray kept running forward, and he will kick a goal for South Adelaide. Murray just followed the ball. Steele won the footy. Got a quick kick over the top to Murray, and he ran into the easiest of goals. South get their second.
And obviously a concern for Norwood coach Gary McIntosh. Derek Murray just doing what he wants in this first 10 minutes of the game, probably having 4 or 5 possessions, and good possessions at that, finishing off with a good goal.
South have looked good, haven't they? I mean, his brother Alan Murray too, leading out. I mean, he's got to lead out. He's got... I'm just working out who is actually standing Alan Murray at the moment, but he just looked to have a little bit too much toe.
I think they're swapping in the middle, Doug, which will throw the Norwood defence around a little bit, I think.
I think it has too, and Mark DeMasi out here on the half-forward flank too, causing Scotty Doreen 1 or 2 problems. There's the bounce up there. It's big. Calabrese got the tap out. Will be taken by him as he tries to charge his way through. He's not successful this time, and it's Jackson Crabb now. Gets it across there to Alan Murray. He drops the ball down towards half-forward. Players overrun the ball. If you were fielding it fine leg, it would have been a 4 almost. Will be picked up here though by Norwood, very close to the boundary line is James Tyson, and the former Crow, the former Richmond player whose dad played for 3 VFL clubs or AFL clubs. He knocks the ball across the boundary line. A throw in just down from the broadcast point. South 2 goals straight. Norwood 1-1. John Cunningham.
There's a ball thrown back into the umpire. It's Robin who's on the ground now. He gets a quick tap down to Gallagher. Gallagher, a quick kick forward to the wing area. Yerbury playing in front, gathers the footy, spins out of trouble, gives it inside to Borlace. Borlace quick hands over the top, finds Crouch. Oh, a big bump there. Borlace followed up beautifully though on the left. Short pass, didn't quite hit, but once again follows up beautifully again. He's ran the whole length of the ground and gets another beautiful left foot pass, and this time finds Hewitt inside 50 and a set shot at goal.
Yeah, great piece of individual play there. Followed up twice, 3 times, got a couple of handballs, and on the left foot, tightened that boundary line found Hewitt with a great pass.
That is certainly a contender for the best brick and pavers team effort of the day. It's certainly been the highlight so far. Nick Bordace, well done. And so a chance now for Norwood to put this one through. Evan Hewitt it is, and it is straight through the middle, so it is a straight kicking Norwood. They move along to 2 goals, 1, 13. South Adelaide, 2 goals straight, 12. And considering the breeze, the kicking for goal has been very, very good.
Yeah, certainly, Doug. I think Robin into the ruck now. Obviously, a few concerns for the Norwood boys with South Adelaide clearing the ball so easily out of the centre.
OK, the action back in the centre of the ground. Brendan Jackson, as we mentioned, at the age of 24, playing his first senior SAFL match, and probably the biggest player in the comp at 202 centimetres and 110 kilograms. I tell you what,
he is a big boy, Doug.
Isn't he ever? There's the bounce up. He looks like a big version of Dean Talbot, for those who remember him at South. There's the hand pass came out there to the player in Crab. He was quickly dispossessed of it, though. It looks like Norwood will break away. Here's a kick or a hand pass that came out. It was lightning quick that time. It was Jonathan Yerbury eventually got a hand pass away there. It's in towards centre half forward. Near the 50-metre line here for Norwood. They're finding it hard to break clear. Danny Morton, a quick hand pass. Brett James now from about 20 metres out, and he is off target this time and puts it through for a minor score. Norwood 2-2, 14. South Adelaide 2 goals straight, 12. 2 points the margin. Nick Pesh.
And instantly Jonathan Robin stopping the South momentum out of the centre, ran straight into Brennan Jackson then, and the ball dropped clear for the Norwood boys.
Orman Allen brings a footy in for South. Mark is taken by Cobb out there on the half-back flank for South. He kicks down looking for Murray. He flies high. Oh, Jackson over the top. Clears the ball. Crumbs in front by South. They kick forward inside 50. Daniel spoils well. Doreen crumbs the pack. Murray intercepts the Doreen hand pass. Doreen again follows up. Good hand pass back to Daniels. Daniels finds Robin. He clears the footy. Finds Tyson on the wing. He kicks to Gallagher. And Gallagher now marks. Norwood being forced to go fairly wide at the moment, which will suit South Adelaide. Gallagher receives a 25-metre penalty there. I think it was Rigney.
A couple of the Rigney boys there, aren't there?
I think that was the Trevor Rigney.
He got the dreadlocks too, hasn't he?
He's got the dreadies.
Yeah.
the modern look, Doug, we'd have to say.
Yeah, well, we would. Stephen, he's the Stephen Milne lookalike, if we can put it that way, and there's others too I know who have them too. Here comes Gallagher now, drops the ball in short. Oh, there's a free kick I thought could have been played there to Norwood. I thought they were all over that player there. And was it Brett James? Whoever it was, anyway, is up there just having a quiet word to the umpire.
Wasn't too happy about that one either, Nick. He's just beside us here.
Yeah, definitely. Tim Rogers in for a big day for South Adelaide here. Standing Stephen Daniels at half forward, having to create opportunities at every turn.
There's the throw in there. Up they go. No one getting a real decisive tap out. There was a hand pass that came out there by Nord. Will be picked up here, though, by the big player there in Yerbury. His kick goes across goal, but marking about 40 metres out. It will be a
Scotty Carslake there.
Scotty Carslake,
who has been in fine form on the wing for Nord at the moment. He is a very elusive player, very quick, and he has a set shot here now from about 45.
And one thing I do notice, John, the Norwood wingers, they're not afraid to swap sides to pick up a kick.
Carslake's kick at goal now looks pretty good. Norwood supporters are very happy with behind the goal. So Carslake gets Norwood's third goal. They go to 3-2, 20, playing South 2 goals straight, 12. So a good result there for Norwood, Nick.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, as I mentioned before, the work rate of the Norwood midfield is something that's been addressed over the initial 5 or 6 weeks. You got James Gallagher moving from one side of the ground to the other, running his opponent ragged, and Scotty Carslake doing the same thing there and resulting in a good goal. And look, South Adelaide now, after such a promising start, look down 8 points down the barrel and really got to get a couple of goals on the board, kicking with this 4 or 5 goal win.
Brett James having to leave the field for the blood rule, and replacing him is James Tyson, who was just replaced previously by Wasley. I think Wasley and Tyson will probably change off the wing, both coming back from a bit of a layoff, so Macca happy to change them off the wing.
Pretty handy players to have on the bench, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty handy players, very quick, and they don't mind kicking a goal either. Gallagher is in the middle at the moment, Doug, and Carslake on the other wing. But yeah, what Nick said is Rogers has got a big job at centre half forward. Daniels is a fantastic centre half back.
There's the bounce up in the centre of the ground. It's taken here by Big Jackson. Gets the hand pass across to DeMazy. Onto his left foot in towards centre half forward. Tim Rogers doing battle there with Stephen Daniels. Daniels knocks the ball away. A hand pass from Jackson Crabb across to the player there in Derek Murray. His kick is ill-directed this time. I think it's about his first bad kick. And it's gone over the line and out of bounds on the full right beside the behind post. And Norwood to bring the ball back in here through fullback in Ben Wilson.
Wilson now in the left back pocket for Norwood, bringing the ball back into play. Or attempted to go long, but the ball was smothered off the boot. Good work there by Manuel, and Carslake just sees the ball over the boundary line. But Manuel, a good piece of play there, working hard on the mark, and he can always create opportunities for round goal with those kind of efforts, Nick.
Yeah, for sure. Just the work rate of the forwards to keep the ball in the area to give them every opportunity.
15 minutes of the opening quarter gone. It's deep in South's attacking zone, but James Gallagher, who's had a very, very good first quarter, kicks short, and the mark is taken here by South Adelaide. It's Jackson Crabb, a boy who I suspect has already picked up a few McGarry votes. He goes for the screw punt this time. Oh, don't you love to mark that? It's been taken too, but it's a free kick, and it will not go to Alan Murray. There was the Norwood boy who was pushed out there, and the free kick in that last line of defence to Norwood by Stephen Pitt.
Yeah, Pitt made sure the umpire saw that one, and he releases Ball Ace on the outer side. Ball Ace goes long at the wing, looking for Doreen, who's run hard on the outer wing. He again immediately plays on, looking for a loose player in Bound on the half-forward flank. Stewie Bound loping along, or is it Hewitt out there on the far side? I think it is Bound. He centres the ball, but it's an ordinary kick. And it's Johnson intercepts for South. He now plays on immediately. The ball comes out towards Damasi and Murray, who's working extremely hard in this first quarter. He can't quite gather the ball, and it's put over the line by Wosley.
Yeah, just look, the torpedo punt, very exciting for viewers, and almost a great mark. It was probably not the option 15 minutes into the first quarter when we know South are struggling entering their forward line. It doesn't give the forwards much hope.
South kicking with the breeze, although it seems to be going a little more across the ground now. It may have gone around to the west just a little bit here at the Noarlunga Oval, and a free kick paid here to Norwood. Player was grabbed too high.
Wosley's on the bottom of the pack, so it appears it may be his kick, Doug.
James Wosley certainly built up the body since, in his time at Collingwood.
Yeah, he definitely left Adelaide as a skinny little whippet on the wing, and he's come back, still got the pace, but obviously a little bit heavier around the waist.
Kicks the ball in towards centre half forward, a big pack of players. There'll be another free kick paid here. It will be a Norwood free kick, it seems. South Adelaide players infringing, and the free kick there, number 31 in Scotty Bassett it is, who's got the free. And a player who's probably a little bit stiff not to be playing at the higher level regularly. Yeah,
he's definitely had some crucial injuries to himself at crucial times as well, Scotty Bassett. But here he is lining up from outside 50. It's a long kick for goal. Just fading at the last minute. Norwood had hands on the ball there in the goal square. Big pack of players fighting for the footy. Norwood still in and under the pack trying to get its desperate shot at goal, but it's rushed through by South. Norwood go on to 3-3-21, playing South 2 goals straight 12.
And you just wonder, Johnny, whether that was the option, knowing that he's kicking into the breeze. Perhaps the kick to the top of the square would have been the better option.
Yeah, definitely.
South bring the ball out. Clay Sampson took the mark. He plays on immediately. Gets it across here to Damasi, who's been a good player on that half-forward flank. Tim Rogers comes into Shepherd. Taken here now, though, by Trevor Rickney. That is a beautiful pass by the youngster. Young Trevor Rickney playing in just his fourth match. 18-year-old, and he lands it on the chest here of Todd Steele, and he'll kick from about 45 metres.
And that's the sort of thing that Greg Annis will be after. Great shepherd there from Damasi, opening the game up for his smaller players.
In comes Steele now. The leapfrogging Steele, and that looks a good kick from here. The boy from Noarlunga has put it through. It is a goal to South Adelaide. And the very much pro-South crowd down here at Noarlunga, they put their hands together, they cheer, and that one goes through for South Adelaide's third goal. The Panthers 3 goals 18, just 3 points behind Norwood, 3-3-21. And this is where local footy comes to life.
Update on other local games at the Elizabeth Oval. Centrals 3 goals straight 18 leads Sturt 1 goal straight 6, and at the Bay Glenelg 2-1 13 in front of Port 1-3-9.
And we'll see if we get some scores from Gavin in just a few moments. But the situation now is that we are back in the centre of the ground. Brett and Jackson are doing battle there, picked up by Derek Murray. Too high, says the umpire, and the diminutive Murray. The lightning fast Murray has got that free kick. Kicks down towards centre half forward, grabbed here by Jackson Crabb, gets around his opponent in crouch, goes for the hand pass. It was a shocker. Danny Morton comes in, he gets a hand pass away now. It's all Norwood. There's a hand pass from Jonathan Robert across to Nick Borlace. He's been a sensational player in this opening quarter, has Borlace. The ball is on the ground, and I think there's going to be a free kick paid here to Norwood, deep out there on that outer side of the ground.
And Hewitt brings the ball inside to Carslake. He's free on the wing. He again brings it back inside again, finds Bassett right in the middle of the ground. Scotty Bassett a fair way out of his area. He now goes long, looking up there for Hewitt. Big pack forms. Ball comes to the ground. South Ball Ace crumbs it beautifully. Kicks a dribbling shot towards goal. Will it make it? No, it doesn't quite make it. Gathered there on the last line defence. South now clearing out of defence, looking for an option up forward. Rigney and Damasi are breaking free. Murray's also there as well. It's about the sixth bounce by the South player. He now kicks forward, and it's Mills, but it's intercepted by Dawes. Dawes now working hard on the bottom of the pack. He tackles hard. Rogers in there working hard as well. But he's wrapped up and can't go anywhere, and there'll be a bounce.
Yeah, great individual effort there, but perhaps going short to Mills with a 30-metre 50-50 kicks probably wasn't the option. Perhaps long into the forward line, give his tools every chance.
20 minutes of the opening quarter gone. It's Norwood by 3 points. A pretty entertaining game here at the Noarlunga Oval. Taken away here by Norwood's Robert, and it's out on the full. It's on the true centre wing position, and South Adelaide with the kick there, and Trent Ormond-Allen, the former Adelaide Crow, the former Melbourne and former Port Magpie player, who's got this free kick. And well, I guess we come...
Much-travelled footballer, you'd say, Doug.
The much-travelled footballer, that's right. And from a South point of view, I'm glad he stopped here. Taken by Todd Steele, a good strong mark at centre-half forward. The left-footed Steele now. He goes in towards the teeth of goal. It's not going to land. Yes, it will be picked up here by the little player in Murray. He dodges around. He goes onto his left foot, and that is magnificent football. And Steele, it was, who drifted down, and he's taken the mark about 25 metres out directly in front. That was class.
Yeah, definitely, Doug. 3 good marks in the last 5 or 6 minutes, and lining up here, and had a big part in the last goal, and obviously put this one through, gives South every opportunity leading into quarter-time break.
Steele now, who has a nice left foot kicking action for goal, very natural action, and fairly tall and fairly lean as well, but he's a fine bit of play. Murray, again, dangerous around inside 50. He set up a lot of South's attacking moves so far in this quarter.
Jackson Crabb and also young Crouch, Adam Crouch, both leaving the field, presumably because of the blood rule.
Yes.
So...
controversial blood rule last night, Doug, on the TV too.
Oh, it was.
Steele now, with a shot at goal, and he put it through. So another one to South. That's his second. South now move on to good kicking, 4 straight, 24, playing Norwood 3-3, 21, and Nick Pesh, good start by the forward.
Yeah, for sure, just come onto the ground and just creating a presence, calling, demanding the ball, and strong 2 or 3 marks, and to finish off with 2 goals, and be very happy with that, and perhaps time for the Norwood defender in Wilson just to tighten up a little bit.
OK, play just about to get underway again, but Gavin, you've got an update for us there.
Central 6 straight leads Sturt 3 straight, and guess what? The Bays 4 goals 1 lead Port 1 goal 3.
And the action back here with South Adelaide. It is Clay Sampson who launches into that one. He must have got 65 metres with it. South Adelaide going forward again, but will be taken away here, though, by Troy Clements, the vice-captain of the Norwood Footy Club. Gives it across here to Danny Morton. Morton built like a jockey. Kicks the ball across there to his teammate and Scott Bassett, who takes the mark on the centre wing.
Scotty Bassett getting into a fair bit of play at the moment. He finds Robin on the half-forward flank. Robin plays on quickly, gives it to Gallagher. Gallagher has a shot on goal from 45, doesn't quite make the distance in the mark, nearly a mark there to Norwood. Play on, it's just been crumbed there beautifully, I think, by Hewitt it was. And Hewitt puts a goal on the board for Norwood. That's Norwood's 4th, and it may have been...
It may have been Bound, it may have been Hewitt.
They both look fairly similar with the socks down, but we will give it to, I think we'll give it to Bound at this stage, but Norwood now going to 4-3, 27. Playing South 4 goals straight 24, and good work right there in the goal square by Norwood, Nick.
Yeah, definitely good fighting, and also James Gallagher running through the lines and delivering the ball deep into the forward line, exactly what the coach would be asking of him.
Well, they've done the patch-up work on Jackson Crabb, as young Trevor Rigney now has a spell on the bench, and the action just about to resume once again. So Norwood in front now by 3 points. It's been a really entertaining first quarter. 24 minutes of the opening quarter gone. And the ball down there, up go the big blokes. It's going to be Jackson doing battle here with Jonathan Robran. No one getting a big break there. A hand pass, though, that did come out from James. Got it across there to James Tyson this time. He goes down towards half forward. It's very, very close to the boundary line over there. And has it been knocked over? Not yet. But still very close to the line, and I think the umpy's going to come in, and yes, he's got the hand up, has the boundary umpire on the outer side of the ground with a smallish crowd on the outer, but certainly on this side, it's not a bad crowd up there on the hill.
Yes, it's a nice day for watching football, so the crowd's certainly building up on the hill. There's a ball returned in by the umpire. They kick it, Norwood get a quick kick forward. It's South, an unlucky bounce there for the South player. Carslake swoops on the football. Shot on goal, hits the post. So unlucky there. The South player, he was deceived by the ball. Carslake swooped on it, Nick, and unlucky not to put it through.
Yeah, good shot on goal there from Carslake. Tight angle, but South will be looking to bring this ball back down the wing here and give himself a scoring option late in the quarter.
Rigney was the target. That's Damien Rigney now. Kick off the ground, though, by South Adelaide. And it was a Manhood who got the kick off the ground, but Jonathan Robert, who certainly played pretty well in this opening quarter, he in turn gets it across there to his teammate in Wasley. Wasley a hand pass to Brett James. This is magnificent football by Nord, although they're messing around just a little bit too much. Across to Danny Morton. Wasn't such a good kick. Another hand pass from Morton this time. He dummies around his opponent, does James Tyson, and I think he's put it through. That was eventually good football by Norwood. I thought they may have overdone it, but they've ended up with a goal, so that was a good goal, that one. And Norwood moving to 5 goals 4. They're kicking into the breeze, by the way. 5-4, 34. South Adelaide, 4 goals straight, 24. Something about South Adelaide, they're kicking straighter this time than they did last time they played down here against North.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think Jonathan Robin given a real boost to the Norwood midfield. Squashed the ascendancy that South Adelaide had early in the game, and also, as we just saw there, around the ground, picking up touches and being a creative sort of follower.
Back in the middle, Jackson takes the ball straight out of the centre. It was a poor bounce by the umpire. Free kick, though, going to Nord. South supporters not happy at all with that one. It goes to Morton. Morton now releasing Gallagher out in the wing, who's working extremely hard. He kicks inside 50, looking for Hewitt. Baumer's up high. Can't take the mark. The ball is cleared by South. It's Murray again who's running free. Nord have to watch his presence because he's certainly breaking on. He has a bounce on the wing. Has a look up forward, looking for his brother there. Clements spoils well, but gave away. Did he give away? No, he's been paid the free kick.
He was actually held from behind by Alan Murray.
Yep. So Clements now plays on quickly. He kicks across the ground, looking for Robin on the outer side. He goes up and takes a strong grab. Certainly having an influence on the game at the moment, Robin. He gives off again to Gallagher. They're teaming quite well. Pitt now moving forward. He kicks down, looking for... it's Hewitt on the outer side there. Hewitt, a beautiful kick by Pitt. He plays on quickly, and Tyson has worked hard. He now plays on as well. And he kicks into a short kick, doesn't quite reach his man. Now it's Bassett who's got the ball. He has a shot on goal and has put it through. Well, fantastic play there by Norwood. Teams work from all the way from the half back right in front of us here in the commentary position. They work the ball on the outer side beautifully there, Nick Pesh, and Macca would have to be very happy with that piece of play. Yeah,
good piece of work there, but as we've been calling throughout this first quarter, both midfields from each team are giving each other a lot of space and very dangerous from the South Adelaide point of view because Norwood very deadly around goals and great finishes.
The real class players are playing great footy in this game, aren't they? I mean, some of the playmakers for South, Crab and Derek Murray, just to name a couple, and then, you know, some of the playmakers for Norwood likewise are having a big role to play. Here's arguably the best man on the ground in the first quarter in Derek Murray. Got the hand pass away there to Damien Rigney, but Norwood it is who charged through there. That was good football by Troy Clements. Norwood going forward once again. A hand pass there from Wasley. Got it across there to Morton. Morton in turn on to Gallagher. Comes off hands. Will be picked up here by the big bloke in Hewitt. No, he's unloaded this time by the South Adelaide defenders, and they'll break away this time. They kick the ball down towards the wing position, and it's going to beat Newbury across the ground and across the line as well. On the outer side, it's on the true centre wing position. Norwood in front. They lead by 16 points. We've played 28 minutes of the opening quarter. It's the Red-Led 6-4-40, leading South Adelaide 4 goals straight, 24.
Dying moments for the last quarter. Ball comes back into play. It's sharp by Gallagher, who's working hard. He gives it off quickly to Karzak. He's wrapped up in a beautiful tackle. Mills, beautiful quick hands off the ground. Releases his teammate there in Manhood. Manhood goes down to the wings, and it's a mark there by Doreen. Doreen quickly plays on. Norwood playing on very quickly today. Robin having a good influence since he's come on the ground. He kicks up, looking for Tyson, and he's very happy with that mark from Damien Rigney. A one-hander over the top of Tyson. He releases that out in the wing, looking for Murray. He's cleaned up by Clements, and he has been hit hard by Troy Clements there. Umpire, no report on Clements at all, but a few of the South players coming in remonstrating with Troy Clements. And that was a fairly solid bump. It was a fair bump, would you say, Nick Pesh?
Yeah, I think both boys had eyes on the footy, and the ball just seemed to take a big leg break, and Troy Clements just ran. I I'd like to say fairly into Derek Murray. However, he doesn't seem to be moving too well on the ground.
I think you're right. I think the ball did take a right-hand turn unexpectedly, probably for Murray more than Clements, and Clements was just maintained his line of run and just got Murray right flush on the chin, I'd say there, Doug.
I think
but
so.
a fair bump nonetheless.
And I think some of the South boys just need to be a little bit careful too. In fact, it's a good move by Macca. Clements has come off the ground. It looks like Murray is going to be stretched off. But some of the South boys, one or two of them, I think, a little bit upset. It's understandable. But at the moment, it's Norwood 6-4-40, leading South 4 goals straight 24. Just on 30 minutes gone in the opening quarter. And just going back to one of the highlights before that, Damien Rigney, that one-handed mark, it was a gem, and certainly at this stage, it is a leading contender for the Paradise Community Church mark of the day.
Certainly.
It'll take a good one to beat that one, I think, later on today. But Nick Pesh, any comments on what's happening at the moment?
Look, just from the start of the game, Doug, I think South got away to a reasonable start. Got a couple of goals on the board, and I don't think either side's paying too much respect to each other's midfielders, which, like I mentioned previously, could be very dangerous for South Adelaide. It's going to be interesting to watch how they react, especially in the midfield now. Obviously, Greg Ennis and Derek Murray, as you called, probably best on ground. It's going to be interesting how he reshuffles his midfield and perhaps bringing on a more of a negative player to quell the Gallaghers and Borlazers.
Well, we don't know a lot about young Aaron Landorf. I know he's been playing in the twos. He's 21 years of age. This is his first SANFL match, and he's about to take over from Derek Murray. So he's got to feel some very, not big by size, but certainly big in heart and big in ability, those shoes of Derek Murray. And Derek Murray being stretched off, and from a Port Power perspective too, it's not... No, the situation.
Definitely taking a lot of care with him out there, Doug. They've got the neck brace on there, I think, as probably a precautionary reason. I think, Nick, they put that on most times now that players get concussed, just as a precautionary reason.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do, and as we've mentioned in previous games, if the stretcher is called, the fella has to hop on the stretcher, and a lot of times in these instances, it's more the collision with the ground, the head.
Yes, well, it's always your first game. It's probably one of the biggest moments in your life. If you're right into your football and you've dreamt as a kid, kicking the ball around the backyard, running out there for whatever team you followed or whatever area you've been in. But Nick Pesh, you'd probably remember your first game very...
Oh yeah, certainly, and it'll be interesting to see first Aaron Landorf's first touch, whether it's a handball or a kick, and
or a goal.
Yeah, get the nerves out of the system, and so he can go on and play. Obviously, been playing good football in the reserves. He gets his opportunity today, and good luck to the lad.
One lad I believe that really has to concentrate on the game is young Alan Murray down here. You know, he's trying to square things up for his brother, it does appear. But I just hope that he can get in there and play the ball, because he's got tremendous ability. In fact, he's very close to the ball right at the moment. It's on the ground now. Clements has pushed out of the way. Big Tim Rogers is in there kicking off the ground. He's presented himself well today. Not a huge number of touches, and the ball is on the ground. James Gallagher on the bottom of that pack is a One or two players fall over. Players are still a little bit...
Always after an incident where a player goes off on a stretcher, the first couple of minutes straight after that, Nick, it's always fairly willing, and both teams crashing in hard at the moment.
Yeah, a few heated exchanges down there, but like Doug said, South got to keep their mind on the footy and try and get a goal out of this.
It's also pretty warm out there too, isn't it? I mean,
tempers will flare in the heat, I'd say, Doug.
And South have a shot for goal here. Young lad who did some pre-season with Port Power this year, Ben Warren, another Langhorne Creek lad. It is who has a shot for goal. It was a fairly ambitious shot too, and he's put it out of bounds on the full, just around from the behind post. South Adelaide 4 goals straight, 24, but they're trading Norwood 6-4, 40. It's a very long first quarter, 35 minutes have elapsed so far, but we obviously are approaching quarter time. John Cunningham.
Scotty Doreen now with the football, right back pocket. He plays on from the back pocket, kicks across the ground to the outer side. He's found a loose player in Stephen Pitt, who looks up forward. He kicks down to the outer side as well. Danny Morton is running extremely hard and has a good 10 metres on his opponents. He has a bounce. He's running towards the half-forward flank now. There's another Yerbury comes into last Shepherd. Morton kicks inside 50, looking up there for Bassett. Is it a mark? No, the umpire calls play on, and he'll actually have a bounce now. South defending gamely down there. Ormond Allen down the back pocket line. He's been not usually found in attack, but defending today, Nick.
Yeah, a little bit too easy there for Nord to move the ball out of their back line, especially after a stoppage such as an out on the full.
There's the bounce up now. Or players trying to grab it out of that enormous pack of players. Umpy will come in. No, he won't bounce it because South have got free with it this time. They drive it back in towards the centre of the ground. It went over the head there of Warren, and the mark is taken here, though, by Scotty Doreen. Normally a beautiful kick. This is no exception either. It landed right in the arms there of Hewitt. But as you've just heard, it is quarter time here in the big game at the Noarlunga Oval. It's Norwood 6 goals for 40. We'll write that one down, 6-4, 40. In South Adelaide, 4 goals straight, 24. It's the Redlegs by 16 points at quarter time. Their goals, all individual, have been kicked by Wilson, Brett James, Stewie Bown, Scott Carslake, Evan Hewitt and James Tyson. Some pretty good names in football there. South Adelaide's goals have been kicked by Todd Steele, who's kicked 2, Ben Newbury and Derek Murray, who has stretched it off. He kicked the remaining goal. So Norwood 6-4, 40, leading South Adelaide 4 goals straight, 24, 16 points to the Redlegs.
Quarter, he was asking for a lot more, and he was concerned with the body language with a lot of the players. So they weren't feeding off one another with their enthusiasm.
OK, fair comments, and you're out of breath. I can see that. Stewie's the athlete, Stuart Daddo. Stewie, what did Greg Anderson have to say?
Interesting, he split the forwards, backs and centres all into their separate positions and got the coaches to speak to them separately. He wants harder leads from their forwards, a bit more break out of the centre square and more commitment from all players. He reckons they've got the edge, but he wants a better man-on-man commitment.
OK, comments there from Stewie Daddo and also Mark Stevens. That's how the coaches saw it there at quarter time. Play's just gone underway here in the second quarter. It's Norwood 6-4, 40, leading South Adelaide 4 goals straight to 24. And John Cunningham, you've had a little bit of a look around here at Noarlunga Oval. You're back with us again. You're all set for the second quarter. And it looks like the umpy has found a free kick there in the centre of the ground. It'll go the way of the Redlegs, and they're going forward once again through Crouch. Good on both sides of the body.
Yes, Crouch on the left foot. He kicks forward inside 50. Bound there working hard. South under the ball. Mills working hard as well on the bottom of the pack. He gets a quick hand pass out. Releases Sampson. South will be looking for him to get more into the game, and that's a beautiful kick, and that is marked by Benjamin Warren there on the outer side. On the outer side wing then, South having to go fairly wide out of defence. He now kicks long, looking for Murray, who goes... That's a screamer! What a screamer, Doug!
That would have to be the one.
The South fans to their feet, I tell you.
That would have to be the leading contender now for the Paradise Community Church mark of the day.
Well, his brother's gone off on a stretcher, and he thought, well, I'll take centre stage now and take a specky. His kick, though, lets him down, and Pitt takes a mark at centre half-back. He releases Carslake with quick hands. Again, Nord linking beautifully out of defence. Doreen on that lovely right foot finds Gallagher on the wing. Gallagher now. Wilson running for him. Gallagher's kick is smothered. And good work there by Manhood. A lovely smother, but Gallagher should have made better of that.
He's normally a beautiful kick of the ball, is James Gallagher.
Just didn't work back hard enough off the mark and tried to get play on before giving himself enough space.
If you're hearing a little bit of noise from the background here, that's Macca, who's screaming out instructions there to his players. Jackson Crabb, again a player who's very good on both sides of the body. He goes in short this time, and Tim Rogers, he's impressed me today there at centre-half forward, making it pretty difficult, both his physical presence and his ability too on Stephen Daniels. He kicks the ball right up into the teeth of goal. It's knocked away there from Steele by Stephen Pitt, and Stephen Pitt, what a player to have down there in defence, and it's got over the line and out of bounds. Comments from Nick Pesh.
Yeah, just a quick update. Derek Murray doesn't look like he's going to take any more part in the game, unfortunately.
That is not good news. Not good from a football point of view, not good from a South point of view. As the throw-in takes place now, it's deep in the forward pocket. Jonathan Robran doing battle down there with Steele. And a kick for goal by South. If they put this one through, I think they may have. And the boy who has done that is... We'll pick him up in a moment.
Rogers.
I think it might have been...
Rigney.
Or was it Rigney?
Yes, Rigney.
I think it might have been Damien Rigney. And that was a superb effort, that one, and perhaps that's a contender for the team effort of the day, thanks to Best Brick and Pavers. This boy can play a bit, Damien Rigney. Comments, though, again from Eagles, Nick Pesh.
Yeah, and exactly the start that South are after. Another quick goal, 2 or 3 minutes into the game. Obviously, the wind has died off because not affecting the players much as earlier in the game, and South Adelaide right back in the contest.
And actually a bit of cloud cover now from the sun, so the players will be enjoying that as well. As we're back in the middle, Jackson working very hard for South in the centre of the ground. Crabb crashes through hard, just bowls straight through Carslake, kicks a ball, dribbles a kick forward. Crabb though mopping up off half back, kicks North back into attack. Yerbury backing back with the fly of the ball. Morton's there, fantastic mark there by Yerbury, backing back with the fly of the ball and took a very strong mark. He gets back quickly now, looking forward, looking for what options he's got. Hewitt makes a lead for him. Gallagher moving back as well. Hewitt takes a strong grab. Gallagher back very hard as well and came off second best in the contest. He gets up a bit gingerly, but Norwood have the football with Evan Hewitt on the right half forward flank, about 50 out.
And just the thing that Gary McIntosh will be asking of his players, a couple of very courageous marks there, and Jonathan Yerbury in the middle of 2 or 3 South Adelaide players, great courage and great strong hands, and really split the forward line open here for Norwood.
And as Mark Stevens said at the quarter-time break, Macca was looking for a bit more body language enthusiasm from the Norwood players, and he certainly got that from Yerbury. That's a beautiful-looking kick from Hewitt. As he kicked that, that is a fantastic kick. 50 metres out, a 60 or 70 degree angle, I'd have to say. From we had a fantastic view of that, Doug, and Evan Hewitt puts Norwood on to 7 goals now, is it, Doug? I'd say yes. 7-4 46 playing South, still without a point to their name. 5 straight 30.
It looks like Ben Woodhouse, playing on his 3rd game, is picking up Evan Hewitt at the goal front, and as we stated earlier, very experienced campaigner Evan Hewitt, and big opportunity for Ben Woodhouse.
Well, he's played at 2 AFL clubs, still on the Crows list as we all know, but pretty handy player to have back in the Redlegs lineup. There's the bounce up in the centre of the ground. Don't think anyone really got a decisive tap out though. It will favour South this time. Their co-captain in Sampson quickly dispossessed of the ball, and umpire letting the play go on. It's not bad umpiring really. He's waiting for the ball to come out. It still hasn't happened, but now he's decided there will be a free kick and it'll go the way of South Adelaide. And the youngster playing his first game today, Aaron Landorf it is, who drops the ball in short. He finds Jackson Crabb now running out there on the outer side of the ground, the boy that won Claremont's best and fairest last year, now 3rd in the Sandover medal, and drops the ball in short, and the mark is taken out there on the outer side of the ground, and it is...
looks like it's Rigney again.
It looks like it is Rigney once again, and Rigney will go in short, gets it across here to Sampson. Sampson, beautiful kick this time, right up in towards the teeth of goal. A chance for South now. Derek Murray is not playing, but his brother Alan is, and he put pressure on the Norwood defenders, and they eventually rushed that one through for a minor score. That's South Adelaide's first behind. They've kicked 5 goals, 5-1-31, but trading Norwood 7-4-46. We played 6 minutes of the second quarter. John Cunningham.
Doreen, a beautiful, lovely long kick back into the ground. Robran takes a strong mark. He plays on quickly again. It's been a feature of Norwood's play today, playing on at all costs. Tyson now has the ball on the wing. He looks inside the centre forward. Yerbury couldn't hold the mark. Bassett crumbs the play though. Gives off quickly to Crouch. Crouch looks inside. He goes long, looking for Hewitt in the goal square, but couldn't quite take the mark. And good defence there from Woodhouse, under pressure, 1-on-1, a good contest, and he rushed it through for South. And that is Norwood's 5th behind. They now move on to 7-5-47, playing South 5-1-31 as South bring the ball back into play.
Ormondale now got the ball out to Kim Cobb, back after injury. Goes with that familiar left foot kicking style of his. He finds Ben Warren. He's found the ball a few times since coming on. Ben Warren now drives it in short. He's looking down here for Alan Murray. He overruns the ball. It was a difficult one, though. It was almost a half volley. Stephen Pitt, brilliant once again in defence. Across to Clements. Clements now under pressure, but he's managed to get the ball across to his teammate in Carsley. The South crowd don't like it. They don't feel it meant 15 metres. I think it was pretty close to it, though. And the mark has been taken here by the player there in Carsley. Midway between the wing and the half-back flank. John Cunningham.
Carsley kicks now down towards half forward. Yearbury looking for Yearbury. Ball falls short, though, and it's young Landorf taking the mark. Good work there by the first gamer. He now kicks back to South's half-forward line. The contest there, Daniel Spalls well. Carsley crumbs the pack, gives off to Clements as Macca tells Yerbs to get up there, but he doesn't. And it's Paul Astow who crumbs the pack for him beautifully. Gallagher, quick snap forward. Bassett running back with the fly of the ball. Oh, Manella, it hit him on the head, but it goes back to his teammate beautifully. It's Woodhouse. He now clears for South, looking for a teammate, and it's young Landorf again, who's getting into a bit of the play. Good work by the young fella. He now brings it in board. It's Rigney now, who's free in the centre of the ground. He moves the ball forward, looking there for Rogers. Rogers can't gather the ball at his feet. Daniels mops up. Tyson slips over. Mills now picks up the ball, snaps around his shoulder, and it's... beautiful mark there by Crabb. He plays on. Strong play by Crabb. Ducks back inside, gives it off to Rigney. Rigney now kicks forward for South, but unfortunately for him, it's offline, and it's out in the full, and Norwood have the kick.
And good sign there by South Adelaide players and young Landorf and Woodhouse taking their more experienced opponents on and doing extremely well.
It's all Norwood now. They've got a paddock. Daddy Morton with the mark. Hand passes here to Stephen Pitt, who's run down from the back pocket, down towards midway between the wing and half forward. There goes his kick. Oh, great mark taken by Kim Cobb. That was incredible. That
That'd have to be a contender too.
A contender for the Paradise Community Church mark of the day, because there was enormous courage shown then. He's hurt his shoulder in the process, but that was absolutely superb, that one by Kim Cobb. South come out of defence. A hand pass here from Mills. Gets it across to Damien Rigney. Very classy little player. Having said that, brilliant football by Jonathan Robran. Took a one-hander and then drops the ball in short, and the mark is taken here by Matthew Bartamucci. At 55 metres out from goal, he will go short, he will go long. We'll wait and see. 7-5 Norwood 47, South 5-1-31. This is an entertaining game of footy, and the entertaining John Cunningham in a moment, but Nick Pesh.
Yeah, I think both sides are getting plenty of the footy, but unfortunately for South Adelaide, their turnovers are just starting to cost them dearly as we see this goal. Great kick, goes straight through the middle, and what we see, Bartamucci, the turnovers are definitely going to hurt South Adelaide.
Matthew Bartamucci playing his 18th game for Legs, kicks his 7th goal of his career, and a lovely left foot kick, a young and up-and-coming player. And Macca will be very happy with that finish. Again, as Nick Pesh mentioned, the skill level of South and their turnovers are definitely costing them.
Okay, so it's 8-5 to Norwood, South Adelaide 5-1, so... yeah, Norwood certainly, they're playing great footy. South have certainly shown at this stage they're making a game of this one, but just a little bit undermanned, and it's a very, very talented Norwood lineup. Throughout the day, we'll be keeping an eye out for the Mr. Clip player of the match, obviously, as the game wears on, and also the best brick and pavers team effort of the day. The ball in the centre of the ground, and the umpy comes in. I said Impey, I think, for a moment, but the umpy comes in.
They certainly get called some names, but Impey's a new one, Doug.
And young Brennan Jackson impressing me greatly, Doug. He's getting his first hand of the ball and creating some problems in there for all the Norwood players.
There's the bounce up again. It's Jackson there, but Jonathan Robran, who really has played pretty well. Damien Rigney, who's been a good player for South. He charges through this time, takes one bounce and kicks the ball long. That's a good kick. Alan Murray's the target down there. Free kick against Murray. I thought he pulled the Norwood player down, but no, it is a free kick, and I was saying almost a goal to South, but the Norwood defence was too strong, and in fact a free kick will be paid here to Norwood in that last line of defence.
Clements received the free kick. He plays on quickly. Finds Brett James, half-back flank. Umpire says that was an unnecessary bringing down of Brett James against Rogers, and he receives what looks to be a 25-metre penalty. James now nearly on centre wing, finds Gallagher, obviously working hard in his wing position. Gallagher now gets back, looking inside, and switches the play into the middle of the ground. He's looking for Daniels, who's there on his own. He takes the grab. Daniels now plays on quickly, kicking to centre half forward. There's a big pack of players. Bassett's at the back, can't grab it. Hewitt was there as well. Tyson working hard at the bottom of the pack. Bartamucci, quick hands, clever play. Out to Clements, who kicks the ball forward. Ball ace backing back. Auburn Allen, a good spoil. There's no Crommers there. The ball running to the forward pocket. And it runs out of bounds. Unfortunately there for Nord Pesci. No Rover at the bottom of the pack to kick the snap goal.
Yeah, that's where they've got to be, Johnny. And I suppose South Adelaide doing very well here. Only, 3 goals, 4 down, and still in the contest at this stage.
12 minutes of the quarter gone. There's the throw-in. The tap away there by big Calabrese. And the umpy comes in, though, and he will bounce. It was actually Yerbury. And he got the tap away there. The umpy coming in, though, says it's mine. Once again, it's about 25 metres out from the Norwood goal. The breeze, well, it is still favouring the southern end, but it's not as strong as it was. There's the... he threw that one out, did he? And Phil Smythe, if you're watching, sign him up now with due respect to the Norwood fans. I thought that was a wonderful bit of basketball from Yerbury.
It was a lovely pass from Yerbury, but now, game, you've actually got to use your fist and actually punch it to your opponent.
As Trent Mills comes away, 1 bounce, 2 bounces now. Deep in defence for South Adelaide. He in turn hand passes to his co-skipper in Clay Sampson. He races through, takes 1 bounce, takes 2 bounces. He's racing through half-back. He's caught with the ball, hand passes it in the direction of either the boundary umpire or the toilet, or Tim Rogers. Tim Rogers, in fact, it is who's got it. And the free kick, though, will go to Norwood as the Norwood boy was held without the ball.
Fantastic work. That's excited Gary Meehan, coach. But Bartamucci chased Sampson down, followed up, and got a free kick with the shepherd, Nick Pesh.
Yeah, quick match-up problem for South Adelaide here. We've got Trent Allen on Jonathan Yerbury.
Tyson inside 50. He's a lovely finisher and always loves to get a goal, and he has kicked Norwood's 9th goal. Great work there as the North players rush over to Matthew Bartamucci for his fantastic chase and tackle of Clay Sampson. Brought the turnover, then won the free kick as he was unfairly shepherded behind play. Quickly played on. Tyson, always dangerous inside 50, Nick Pish, but you'd have to say Matthew Bartamucci's effort was fantastic there.
Yeah, great team lifting goal there from all the Norwood players, but I think the difference in the sides at the moment are Norwood's key forwards, as in Yerbury and Hewitt, standing up, taking some marks, providing contests for their smaller running players, whereas South Adelaide just lacked that key forward.
Big Jackson grabs the ball in the centre of the ground. It's Norwood now by some 28 points, and South go forward once again. Down towards half forward they go, but coming out here is Scotty Doreen. Normally a beautiful kick. This one looks okay too. Out towards the wing position. His target out there is the player in... Is that Bartamucci?
Yes.
And I tell you,
Bartamucci.
Matthew Bartamucci. It rolls off the tongue nicely, doesn't it?
It's like a nice cheese.
It is just like that. And that effort of his of chasing Clay Sampson, certainly a contender for the best Brick and Pavers team effort of the day. A sensational effort as there's the throw in now. It's on the outer side of the ground. Big Brennan Jackson, the biggest player playing SANFL football. He grabs the ball and he's thrown to the ground. That was a mighty effort, even throwing him to the ground, I'd tell you. And there's going to be another bounce up. It's on the outer side of the ground. It's Norwood 9-5-59, South 5-1-31. Comments from Nick Pesh.
Yeah, perhaps South Adelaide just breaking down across half forward. Perhaps they could push young Todd Steele, who was impressed in that first quarter, out across half forward line.
Norwood once again moving forward. Bassett, who was legged but played on quickly. That comes over again to the dangerous Tyson. He's inside 50. A short pass on the left and finds Brett James, who is working very hard inside 50 forward. But he plays on quickly as well. Oh, it doesn't quite hit the target. Forlace now is under pressure. He, though, is good enough to get a kick away. Yerbury doesn't hit the target either.
Beautiful.
Norwood have gone on the other side. Great work by the big fella Yerbury, but the ball is turned over. It's Johnson who clears for South. He finds Crabb, who's on the half-back flank. Crabb twisting and turning. Crouch puts the pressure on and forces the turnover as Crabb had really no option to give it to. And in the end, disappointing result as it went out of bounds as Wilson now has the football for Norwood. Wilson plays on, goes around the man of the mark, kicks forward inside 50, really to no one though, and a wasted kick there by Wilson. And the mark has been taken there by Rigney. Rigney now plays on, short pass, still inside 50 in the defensive 50 for South. He has found the player there Kimmy Cobb. Kimmy Cobb goes long. Crabb at the back. Crabb now breaks free on the centre wing, has a bounce. Has another bounce, does he? No, he looks inside. The kick is a beautiful pass, and that finds the player in Warren, as Warren is probably... Oh, is he too far out? That's the question, Doug. Is he good enough to kick it from there?
Well, he's kicking into a slight breeze, and I would say he's just a little bit too far out. Or is he? Is he?
It's a lovely long kick, right on the line, and it is rushed over for a behind to South. Good effort there from Warren. A beautiful kick in terms of accuracy, but just didn't quite have the legs.
So South Adelaide moving along now to 5-2-32, but trading the Redlegs 9-5-59. 16 minutes of the second quarter gone here, and as I think you mentioned earlier, John, the cloud has come out, which is making it a little bit more comfortable for the players, and I think for the spectators too, and a good strong mark taken by James Wosley. His return to the senior team has certainly been a good one. He's played pretty good football, and he comes now. Wosley gets under that one just a little bit. His target down here was Daniels. Rogers got the front position, and Rogers not afraid to use his weight, and yeah, he impresses me. I like the way he plays his game, and I think he's going to become a very, very good SA NFL player as he chugged back there to centre half forward, and the throw-in to take place just down in front of the broadcast point. It's Norwood in front here by 27 points at Noarlunga.
As the ball returns into play, Hewitt working hard in the ruck. He gets the ball out towards Wosley. Wosley twisting and turning, gives the ball back to Ball Ace. He gets a quick kick forward. Bartamucci's there, but he's outmarked by Kim Cobb. He just had the height factor on Bartamucci. Kim Cobb defending well. Back earlier, magnificently, courageously in front of Hewitt to take a fantastic mark. He now looks inside again, inside towards the centre half back position there for South. It's marked there by Johnson. Johnson now looking to go straight up the middle of the ground. Well, left half forward, Murray again. He's already taken a screen, and that's a one-hander. That'll be paid. Warren, beautiful mark, plays on quickly to Sampson. He now kicks inside 50, short pass. Both North players hit the deck. It's Steele down there. He can't take it. And Morton now cleans up the North. Gets a quick hand pass backwards to... What's going on here, Doug?
It's going to be
going back.
It's a free kick to Stephen Pitt. I didn't pick it up because...
Well, surely the umpire would call play on, you'd say. I think there was no reason really to bring the ball back. But anyway, we find ourselves back inside 50. What do you think of that, Pesci?
Yeah, I didn't see the free kick, but both sides giving each other plenty of latitude, and unfortunately for South Adelaide, paying dearly on the scoreboard, down now by nearly 30 points, and unfortunately Norwood are going to make you pay if you let them run loose all day.
Yeah, I think at the moment we've only got the D in defence at the moment. The rest of the word it just isn't out there at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment as big Carlo Calabrese comes on for Norwood. Stands there with Todd Steele, the spring-heeled Steele. Now Stephen Pitt gets a lead here from Wosley, and a good one too, and a beautiful pass. Stephen Pitt, certainly, if he's not your best player, he's in your best three, I reckon. He's been superb in that.
He's in fine form.
Oh, yeah, magnificent. And Jonathan Robrin's played well, I reckon, today. He's taken yet another mark. Kicks the ball, as all the Robrins do. They are magnificent kicks, and on the outer side of the ground, the mark is taken there by Pitt. It was Pitt again, that's right. Got it in towards the centre. Scotty Doreen this time. He's a magnificent kick too. This is one of the real trademarks of this Norwood side. It's almost knocked on here by South Adelaide. A hand pass came out there from Clay Sampson. He gets it across here to his teammate in young Aaron Landorf. He takes on the Norwood boys. Good on him too at his first game. Kicks down towards the wing. That'll give the boy confidence. And a magnificent effort there by Ben Warren. Not paid by the umpire. The umpire had a good view of that one too, and it's gone across the boundary line. Nick.
And while most of South Adelaide's key players are out today, it will give Greg Anderson a lot of courage and conviction when you see young Aaron Landorf had 4 or 5 possessions, and just in that instant there took the Norwood player on with a couple of bounces and did well.
Yeah, definitely young Landorf has done well since he's come on. Wosley now clears from the throw-in. Gallagher's there, but outmarked by Sampson. He plays on quickly. Look, he's got a free player there at centre half forward in Newbury. He swings onto his left foot. He has a shot on goal, but doesn't quite follow through with it. Probably should have been a better effort there from Newbury. He has got a long leg, but just seemed to go short. Norwood, anyhow, clear from defence. And once again, it's Pitt, who's all on his own. He brings it inside, finds Morton, who was on his own as well. Very loose checking by both teams at the moment, but it creates a very entertaining game in some respects, and it's very attacking. Morton goes on the outer side wing, finds Bartamucci, who's on his favoured left side. He comes back inside, though. Swings onto his right, showing skills on both sides of his body, and a beautiful mark there by Newbury at centre half forward. He's been impressive today, Newbury, starting to find a bit of that form from 2 years ago. He goes long now into the goal square region. Tyson goes up, can't quite take the mark. Crumbing the pack, though, is Gallagher on the left, and couldn't find the target, and only one behind. Nick Pesh.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of having a couple of tall key forwards. You see Yerbury, Norwood bringing the ball in, not with any real conviction, but Yerbury plucking a great mark and giving his other smaller blokes a lot of opportunities.
So it's Norwood 9-6-60, South Adelaide 5-2-32, 28 points the margin. We're 21 minutes into the second quarter. Clay Sampson, who's getting a few more touches now, kicks out towards half-back, right out there beside the conveniences on the outer side of the ground, which seemed to capture the imagination of Julian Burton here a few weeks ago, and that's where the throw-in's going to take place there here at the Noarlunga Oval.
Percy, I was just going to ask you, we've got a boundary throw-in. Sampson on the half-back line, would it be better to have him up forward?
Yeah, or in the middle. I know I think he was the leading goal kicker down at South Adelaide with 28 last year. Pops across half forward, even changing on the ball.
Certainly gets a lot of footy across half back and sets up South. But I think their problem at the moment is in the forward area.
And I wonder too whether in the next quarter, when it looks like they'll be kicking with a slight breeze, maybe Trent Ormond-Allen up forward too just might give them that high marking target.
Definitely.
And say go for everything, Trent, perhaps. But
Norwood now clear from the ball up. Tyson has it again. He's going to get a fair bit of football inside 50. Bartamucci, who's been dangerous. He's slung. Ball is run out of bounds and Morton runs it over the line and it'll be a throw in. Bartamucci has been lively since he's come on.
Looks like in the last probably 5 or so minutes and entering into the half-time break, both sides feeling a little bit leg weary and bit of a lull's come over the game.
There's the throw in now. The tap on there by the Norwood player in Scotty Bassett. It comes out here though to his teammate in Tyson. Kicks round the body. This is going to be close, but it's either marked or gone through for a behind. And I think it might be a mark here to Peter Johnson in that last line of defence, the boy from Northern Territory. So he knows a bit about this warm weather. Not all that humid today perhaps, but boy, she'd be hot out there. It's Norwood here by 28 points. We're well into the second quarter. Drops the ball in short and Trent Ormond-Allen takes the mark. And Gavin Richardson to give us some updated scores in just a moment. We'll stay with it here just for a tick, Gavin, and see what comes out of this. Oh, spectacular mark from behind. And another contender for the mark of the day. This time it was Tyson and rode his opponent, didn't ride him to the ground, but rode from behind. And there's going to be a free kick paid here to Norwood. And getting up there is Borlace. And Borlace now from 55 metres. His target down here was the big bloke in Hewitt. It's gone over the line and out of bounds behind the behind post. Let's get those score updates. Gavin Richardson.
Yes, thank you, Doug. At the Nap Oval, Centrals are just in front by 5 points. Glenelg lead Port by 10, 8-3, 51-5, 11-41. Woodville are up by 16 points over... Eagles are up 15 points over North Adelaide. Back to you, boys.
OK, so an interesting one there at the Elizabeth Oval. A real close game up there, and ours has blown out a little bit here, but still an entertaining game of football. 28 points the margin. South Adelaide deep in defence. Umpire says there'll be a 25-metre penalty here against the Norwood player because he infringed, and South Adelaide's Crab, I think it is, out there on the outer side. He'll take the kick.
Yeah, very important for South Adelaide in the last 5 or 6 minutes of this second quarter just to stay in touch. Although they're down by 5 goals, by no means the game's over, and the last thing is for Norwood to kick maybe 2 or 3 goals in the time-on period and blow the game right apart.
Crab now has the footy on the outer side. He's been impressive today. A lot of the footy. He now kicks down towards South's right half-forward flank. But Calabrese, who has been impressive also in his first few games this year, the left-footing ruckman, he's taken a good mark in defence. Summing up his option, has a look inside. Can't see anyone, so he just goes down the line. Looking for Yerbury, who again gets his hands to the footy. Can't take the mark though. Nord crumbing at the base of the pack. And the umpire has picked out a free kick. I think it's in the back. And once again, it's going to Scotty Borlace, who will probably have to be high up in the league's free kicks for this year, I'd say, Pesci.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind being a midfielder today. I think everyone's had 10, 15, 20 possessions and not much attention paid to either Norwood or South Adelaide prominent midfielders.
A bit like when you and I play on each other, Pesci, you'd say.
No, you two blokes spend all your time chatting to each other, so I've heard. Do you talk much when you're out there?
Oh, now and then you do. It depends on, I suppose, the state of the game and the pressure of the game, but sometimes, you have the odd word when there's a ball up just to have a bit of a laugh or make light-hearted of a situation. Just depends on the game situation, I suppose, Nick.
Yeah, definitely. Not too much conversation goes on when there's 6 or 8 points in the game and 10 minutes to go.
Yeah. Now, I could imagine that. So Norwood leading here by 28 points. We're 25 minutes into the quarter. Is there somebody going off with the blood rule?
Yeah,
it seems.
So it looks like it was Jason Landor.
Yep. That's right. And
Damasi replacing him.
Damasi's come on, and it is a mark taken here by Norwood and Crouch. It is, I think, on the outer side of the ground there. Normally a good kick, and this is a beauty too. Kicks down towards half-forward. Oh, up went Yerbury there with the one hand. Almost took it too. Play on calls the umpire, though. Big pack of players. He'll blow the whistle in a moment because no one's going to get out of that one. And the bounce up to occur. It's about 40, 45 metres out from the Norwood goal. They've done most of the attacking this quarter. They've kicked, this quarter they've kicked 3 goals. They've kicked 3-2, while South have kicked 1-2. So it hasn't been a big scoring quarter after we had 10 goals kicked in the first quarter. There's the bounce up. The Spring-Hilled Steel was there. and got the tap out too, but Norwood take the ball away. A hand pass there comes across to Brett James. He dodges around a couple of players, tries to bounce the ball. It looks as though it was flat because it didn't bounce up, and the umpy says play on though. Ball Ace gets yet another kick. Here's a chance there for Norwood. It was Wasley from behind over the top of Damasi. Couldn't take it though. Picked up here by Trent Ormond-Allen. He heads for the safety of the boundary line. I don't know whether it's going to reach it in time or not. Yes, it does. And Scotty Doreen got there first, but it beat him across the line. Nick Pesh comments.
Yeah, I think both sides will be happy to hear the siren in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Been a lot of running done by all midfielders, and the boys just looking a little bit tired at the moment.
Ball comes back into play. Robin fighting there with Steele. Manhood crumbs the pack, but he's wrapped up in a strong tackle by Robin and Gallagher. And the umpire comes in for a bounce. As Nick Pesh said, a lot of players on the haunches. Umpire's picked out a free kick there, going to Manhood, so he doesn't have to bounce the ball, and he'll let the play continue. Manhood now. He'll have to probably go down the line. He goes long with a lovely long kick up towards Murray, who flies high, gets his hands on it, crumbed by Bullace. Once again, young Aaron Landoff down there, crumbing well. He's been good since he's come on. His kick, though, doesn't find a South teammate, and Bassett, who has been shifted into defence by the look of it, takes a strong mark. He releases Wilson, who finds Gallagher on his own in the middle. He plays on quickly on the outside. He's got a couple of Norwood players who are free and running. One of them is Stewie Bound. He kicks forward, finds Robrin. Norwood's height certainly becoming a factor in the game, and as the game goes on and players get tired, the taller Norwood players certainly won't get any shorter, Pesci.
Yeah, that's for sure, John. And I suppose one of the more important impacts on the game was when Derek Murray went off. I thought he definitely could break the lines for South Adelaide, and their lack of a tall quality player across half-forward line wasn't being shown out as much.
Jonathan Robrin got the ball across there to James Wasley, who's taken the mark. He'll kick from just on 50 metres. The siren has gone for half-time, and Norwood now looking to get their 10th goal for the half as Wasley comes in. 50 metres out. He kicked from 48 metres, actually. There's the kick. Gets under it a little bit, but he's got plenty of distance, but he's just off target with that one and puts it through for a minor score. So we'll put in the little one. That's his first score for the afternoon, and at half-time, it's Norwood, 9 goals, 7. 9-7-61, leading South Adelaide 5-32. That's a margin of 29 points in the game here at Noarlunga. The goals for Norwood at half-time, James Tyson and Evan Hewitt have kicked 2 apiece. Because, but there's a guy down in defence who certainly must loom as a contender, and that's Stephen Pitt. I reckon he's played a boomer today. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, definitely. I suppose just a little bit of indirect ball movement through the half-forward line from South Adelaide has helped the Scott Doreen and Pitt in the back line.
There's the bounce up now to commence the second half of this game, and we find it's Norwood first into attack this time. Big Yerbury was in there, a number of players trying to get that ball. It's fairly scrambly for a start, but here's a hand pass that comes out, and Bartamucci on that left foot appears, and I tell you what, it's a great start here to the Redlegs, and they get the opening goal of the quarter and, in fact, the half. And I'll find my bucket here. Plenty of good reading in it too, I must admit, but Bartamucci has put it through for a goal. It is a major, yeah, just looking up there. That's his second for the afternoon, and it takes Norwood along to 10-7-67. South Adelaide 5-2-32, and a comment from Nick Pesh.
Yeah, you can't get any quicker than that. Straight out of the centre, and direct footy like we discussed at half-time, result in the goal, and probably not what South Adelaide are after, as the lead now blows out to just a touch under 6 goals.
Back in the middle, it's Jackson again in the centre against Robrin, who's in the rough for Norwood. It's a very awkward last. Jackson collects the ball from the bounce. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Robrin. Both big ruckmen are on the ground, where the Rovers usually are, but the big fellas get themselves up. Jackson, a strong figure in the rough for South. He started well today, but Robrin also dominant around the ground. Robrin again knocked over by the bounce. Punch forward for Norwood. Ball ace at the bottom of the pack. Gets a quick hand pass out towards Clements. He overruns, but then backs up, gets a kick off the ground. It was actually Crouch. He goes out to the outside wing. Bartamucci working hard. He's provided a lot of energy for Norwood to come on the ground. And the ball is wrapped up. There'll be a bounce on the outer side for South Adelaide.
Yeah, just a quick note. Obviously, Brennan Jackson playing his first game, and look, he'll gain a lot out of playing on a playing match as Jonathan Robin, and looking and picking up tips on where he works around the ground to pick up kicks.
There's the bounce up again. It's Jonathan Robran this time. Gets the left-handed hand pass, but taken here by Jackson. Jackson kicks the ball. It's about a 30-metre screw punt in towards centre half forward. Here's Ben Warren. He's been fairly exciting today. Caught a couple of times like then. Trent Ormond-Allen there under a lot of pressure. It's Warren in there again. Gets rid of his opponent, but taken here by the Norwood defence. It was Stephen Pitt with the hand pass across there to Brett James. And Norwood bring the ball out of defence this time. And in fact, out on the full, a free kick to South Adelaide. And they're going to bring it back in once again. And the player out there looks like Newbury. It's a long way from here. South Adelaide down by 35 points at the moment. 3 minutes gone in the third quarter. A big game here at the Noarlunga Oval. Yes, it is Newbury. Gets under it a little bit. He's a left footer. Up they go. Good strong mark taken down there in that last line of defence there by Robran, who's been certainly one of the better players for Norwood today. I think the coaching staff would be happy with him, John. He gets it across here now to James Tyson. His kick in towards centre half forward. It was a wobbly old kick, but it was nicely taken here by Stewie Bown. He races through centre half forward. His target down here will be Hewitt. It comes out of his hands. Knocked away there by the South Adelaide fullback in Manuel, and it's gone across the boundary line for a throw in.
Yeah, definitely probably disappointed with that effort there. He had certainly had both hands to the footy and just quite take the mark and the ball out of bounds. It's on the left half-forward flank for Norwood. The umpire throws the ball back into play. It's Newbury contesting with Jackson. The ball comes down the ground. Carslake twisting, weaving, showing his class at ground level. He gets a quick hand pass to Crouch. The ball's smothered. It's Rigney who runs on the ball. Probably got one in the back there. The umpire calls play on anyway. It's Damasi now who's in the centre of the ground. Or is it Sampson? Sampson now runs forward. He's always dangerous around goal. Kicks long to the goal square. Murray holding on to Clements. And the umpire saw it that way. And Clements will receive the free kick.
And that's exactly what Greg Anderson will be asking of Clay Sampson, to push forward and create opportunities and perhaps even finish off with goals.
As Clements bring the ball back to play. Still inside Nor's defensive 50. Bassett goes short again, finds Robin, who's all on his own. He's got a bit of space and he'll play on. He looks into the centre of the ground looking for Newbury. He's on a strong lead. Can't find him. Manhood at the back of the pack. It's cleared up by South. Mills now has it at half back. He now looks forward to centre half forward. It's Rogers looking for the ball, but it's Bassett at the back of the pack. He reads it better. The kick probably wasn't the best.
Just gave that little nudge too, you notice.
Yeah, just played it well. Again, Pitt released his Pitt on the outside. He goes looking for Bartamucci, who's working hard on the wing. He can't find it. Orman Allen wraps him up, and there'll be a fall up on the centre wing.
Jonathan Robin definitely creating problems for South Adelaide around half forward, and perhaps time for Greg Anderson to move Brennan Jackson maybe more of a one-on-one role so he can run around with Robin.
There's the bounce up now. As John said, it's right on the centre wing position. A hand pass came out there from Carslake, got it across there to his teammate in Borlace, who's been a very good player. But Peter Johnson coming in there across half black has taken a good strong chest mark. He gets the lead here from Damasi. The ball's high in the air. Let's see Damasi now doing battle here with Pitt. Pitt wins out on this occasion. Got it across there to James. Another hand pass from Pitt. It was under a lot of pressure though. Will be taken here by South Adelaide, but putting a player there under an enormous amount of pressure, and it's beaten all players across the boundary line. They're under a fair bit of pressure when they tried to initiate that hand pass, and full marks to Norwood though for bottling the game up there just for that moment. 35 points the margin. It's the Redlegs in front, and we've played 5.5 minutes of the third quarter. John Cunningham.
Ball back into play. Ruckman go at it. It's Robin again. He's starting to dominate in the air at ruck contest. He gets a quick kick forward. Newbury can't take the grab. Carslake runs onto the ball. He can't quite get a handle on it. Manhood's there. Also Damasi and Sampson as well. And he sees the ball over the line. Left half forward flank for Norwood. Game a bit stagnant at the moment, Pesci.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to note how Brennan Jackson runs out the game. Obviously a big task to ruck all day with the absence of Brogan. And look, big job for him and great experience.
And once again, Jackson now contesting against Newbury. Carslake crumbs it off the pack, working hard in and under. There's a big pack of players, and the umpire will again be forced to ball it up. Left half forward for Norwood. It's been a bit stop-start to this second half. Norwood have a commanding lead, and it's a matter of whether Norwood will kick away or whether South will drag themselves back into this game.
Thought Norwood had twice as many players out there, John, but then I realised their binoculars were out of focus. As there's the bounce up at Newbury with the left-handed tap out there. Got it across to Brett James. Very, very good with the slick hand pass, but this one is not effective, and it's gone across the boundary line. But Norwood still working the ball forward in front of a reasonable sort of a crowd down here at Noarlunga too. They're standing there on that hill section on the, well, I guess you call it the northwestern quarter of the Noarlunga Oval. There's the throw-in. Up they go. Big Brennan Jackson, it looked like, might have got it that time. Picked up here, though, by James Tyson. Across there to Ball Ace. He, in turn, got it across there to another teammate in Crouch, who takes the mark. And Crouch now, midway between the centre and half forward. It's a good kick. He's a very powerful kick. Picked up by Danny Morton there. Beautiful roving by number 7, Daniel Morton. And he's put it through for a minor score, though, for the Redlegs. And it takes Norwood now along to 10 goals, 8, 68. And leading South Adelaide on the Life FM scoreboard, 5-2, 32, a margin of 36 points.
As South come back into play. Ball looking for there for the big man in Jackson. He can't take the grab. The ball comes to the ground. It's Hewitt who taps the ball looking for a turn. Sampson cleans up beautifully, has a bounce, breaks away. He's certainly trying hard for South Adelaide. Loses a handle on the footy. Just took his eyes off it and the ball didn't come back to him. Crouch working hard in the middle of the ground. He bullets his way through, gets a hold of the footy, quick kick forward and finds Bartamucci, who's been elusive. He now has the footy. No one to kick it to inside 50. He'll go back and have a shot by the look of it. He has shown us that he can kick a long ball, and once again, he's outside 50 now. Will he be able to put it through?
Nick Pesh, you'd have a shot from there, no doubt. But
Bartamucci comes in. Ball off the foot, and it just fades to the left, and only one behind for Norwood. They go on to 10-9, 69. South Adelaide 5-2, 32 at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter.
Yeah, I think our fellow commentator and Danny Morton will be a little bit upset there. He was about 15 metres free, and unfortunately for him, Bartamucci just didn't push back off the mark perhaps quick enough and set him up for what would have been an easier goal.
Looks like Manuel is bringing the ball back into play here for South Adelaide. Big Brennan Jackson puts up those enormous arms. It's taken here by Tyson in a good game here this afternoon. He gets it across to Wasley. Wasley goes in short, and he's found a teammate down there too, deep in the forward pocket. It's a long way from here. Another mark, another play on once again, and there will be another shot for goal here. It's a long way from here. It looks like Carslake. It is Scotty Carslake. Nick?
Yeah, very important when the fullback's kicking out, especially when the opposition has a zone in place, that they win the ball at ground level. A quick turnover, very costly, as you normally have 4 or 5 loose players still out in their zone positions, as we've just seen then. And Norwood brought the ball back inside 50 very easily, and now looking like they're going to kick another goal.
So Carslake now with the ball. Let's see what he does with this one. There's the kick. He's not all that far out, well within distance, and he's put it straight through the middle. That's his second goal for the afternoon. The Redlegs have certainly distributed the goals fairly evenly. Norwood moving along to 11 goals, 9. 11-9, which is 75. Leading South 5-2, 32. So it's a pretty big lead to Norwood at this stage. We're almost 10 minutes gone in the third quarter.
The game just starting to, I suppose, drift out of South Adelaide's reach, and won't be long until Greg Anderson may be able to bring a couple of these blokes on the bench, give them a decent run, and look forward to the upcoming weeks.
Young Trevor Rigney, and also young, well, he's not so young, it would be Aaron Loundorf's older brother, I would assume. Young Jason Loundorf now just running along the boundary. South going forward this time. Here's Aaron Loundorf. Kicks the ball very high in the air. Up go the pack-up players. It's Alan Murray there trying to claim the mark. Tapped along the ground, though, by Scott Bassett. He, in turn, got it across to Wilson. South Adelaide and Norwood, they are desperate for this one, and it's gone across the boundary line for another throw-in. It's only a couple of metres around from the behind post. South in attack at the moment, and they desperately need a goal. Almost 11 minutes gone in the quarter, but it's Norwood leading at the moment by some 43 points.
Norwood defending very well at the moment. Any South attack is being repelled. We're in the right forward pocket. The umpire brings the ball back into play. Robber in there in the ruck. Big effort there by Woodhouse over the top. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. It's now Tyson and Rigney now on a one-on-one battle on the outer side. Ball runs over the line, though, and it'll be brought back into play once again.
And one of Norwood's strengths has been a very cohesive and experienced backline, and very similar today. I think the boys have been working very well in Pitt and Doreen, just not giving South Adelaide any opportunities and just sort of drifting the ball out of bounds at all costs.
Tell me, is James Tyson wearing sand shoes, runners, or are they a pair of footy boots?
Yeah, they're the sort of type. They simply have a big heel, and I think they're sort of the runner type design.
As there's a big pack of players here, taken by Danny Morton onto his left foot. It's Woodhouse this time. Woodhouse with the ponytail, but got it across into his teammate Aaron Landorf. He's been quite impressive, the youngster. Dropping the ball in short there was Sampson, and he finds Alan Murray, 55 metres out from goal. Too far out to score. He's getting leads from everybody. I think he's going to drop it in long. Right up in towards the teeth of goal he goes, but it's all Norwood this time. And I thought the player might have marked there. He may have been a bit uncertain, Ben Wilson.
I think it was touched off the boot as well, maybe.
Touched off the boot, maybe. OK, so we'll give Ben Wilson the benefit of the doubt. And he's knocked the ball across the boundary line for another throw-in. It's about 10 metres around from the South Adelaide goal.
Umpire now bringing the ball back into play. A lot of boundary throw-ins this quarter. Play seemingly being wide around the ground. Robin takes the ball out of the ruck. He's been quite impressive out of the ruck this quarter. Tyson works hard. A little bit rusty still, James Tyson, with his skill level, but he turns back into play beautifully. Kicks the ball forward. Good mark by the big fella in Jackson. He's done well today, the big fella. Working hard. He's had to contend against both Newbury and Robin. He kicks the ball forward. It's a bit of a wobbly drop punt. Goes forward. Pits up. Can't take the mark. Doreen Crumbs, the back of the pack. Cars like at ground level. Very skillful. Gives it off to Brett James. He has a loose player in bound who's worked wide. Bound has Jonathan Newbury running hard for him. Newbury gets a ball, just falls short in front of him. Can't take the footy. South get back there to mop up. It's Johnson now who has the ball. He plays on. He's got a free leg. Kicks forward down for South. It's Woodhouse who can't take the mark. Well spoiled by Daniels. Ball comes back to Ridney. He gives a quick hand to Sampson. He overruns it. Doreen mops up. Releases Tyson, who has the ball now. He's got Danny Morton running on the outside. Gives the ball to him. Danny Morton on the left. Kicks forward. Looking for Newbury. Can't take the mark. Ball comes to ground again. Newbury gathers his own crumb. Beautiful work from Newbury. Kicks forward. Gallagher's got the ball. Quick hands out to Crouch. He's run hard from defence. Gives it over to Bartamucci, who's been lively on the right. Has a shot at goal. And the umpire, what's he doing? Is he paying a free kick? Yes. He is paying a free kick.
Chance now for his third goal. Comments from Nick Pesh.
Yeah, great piece of work there by Jonathan Newbury. Possibly one of the biggest blokes out in the ground. Great contest in the air with 2 or 3 South Adelaide players. Then followed it up with a low ball, quick handball out, and gives Norwood an opportunity now for another goal and to extend their lead.
As we keep our eyes open here for the Mr. Clip player of the match, also the best Brick and Pavers team effort of the day, and the Paradise Community Church mark of the day. In he comes, kicks for goal. That looks like his third for the afternoon. Matthew Bartamucci, well played. And it takes Norwood along now to 12 goals, 9, 81. South Adelaide 5-2, 32. Live from the Noarlunga Oval, where local footy comes to life.
Yes, thank you, Doug. Update score was Centrals 12-5, 77 leads to 8-6, 54. That's a lead of 22 points. Down at the Tigers are doing it very well. 13-5, 83 lead, 8-14, 62. A 21-point margin in favour of the 21-point margin in favour of Glenelg, and Eagles are down by 15 points to North Adelaide. Back to Doug and the boys.
Back here at the Noarlunga Oval, the mark is taken by DeMacy as Big Jackson again. Today, although Jonathan Robin certainly played well on the ball too. Here's the kick now from DeMacy. The player on the lead there was Ben Warren. He couldn't take it. Will be picked up though by Kim Cobb, who's moved into the forward line. Got it back here to Warren. Warren now from 40 metres. That's not a bad sort of a kick. He centred that one right up into the teeth of goal. Comes off hands. Trent Mills, the left foot snapshot though, wasn't terribly successful, and we find it's going to be Norwood who'll come away. I think they'll come away. There's a hand pass that comes out there in the direction of the player out there in Crouch, was it? Taken now by Bartamucci at the other end of the ground on the half-back line, and Norwood through Gallagher. He's put under an enormous amount. Here's a chance for South, though. It could be a goal coming up. Firing up the big ones was Clay Sampson, the co-captain, and he's put it through for a minor score when South need many, many goals. South 5-3, 33, but Norwood 12-9, 81. Comments from Nick Pesh.
Yeah, I think we talk about the young players in South Adelaide's lineup, but Matthew Bartamucci, 17 league games. I don't think we would have played one better than today. He's been everywhere, all over the ground, and polished with 3 goals as well.
Yeah, Gary McIntosh is very happy with Bartamucci's effort. Again, working hard in defence as well as being good at an attack. As South Adelaide now have it on the half-forward flank through, it is Ben Warren out there on the outer side. He's probably just outside his range. We'll have a look. He comes in now from about 50 metres. Kicks the ball up high. Tie in there, goes to the top of the square. Orman Allen's there. Couldn't quite take the mark. Wilson crumbs the pack and releases Brett James. He gets a quick kick round the corner. Looking for someone on the other wing, but again, Jackson, it nearly took the mark there. He's been reading the play well, but costly turnover there for South Adelaide as Crouch now is released and centre wing. Kicks forward, looking for centre forward. Hewitt's up there. Has he got the mark? And he has. He did that all too easily, Evan Hewitt. Swings around quickly. He's got runners running inside 50, and he's got another loose player, and it is Robrin. And once again, Robrin has worked very hard down inside 50, and Nick Pesh, just a few loose players starting to emerge for for Norwood at this stage.
Yeah, certainly, and in great contrast to South Adelaide's forward line, as we saw only minutes ago. No movement in South Adelaide's forward line, no leads, no options, resulting in every time they move the ball forward, they have to go long, which is starting to become a little bit predictable. And then Norwood backline boys, experienced Pitt and players such as Doreen and also Wilson are mopping up very well, and Norwood are now lining up for another goal.
In comes Jonathan Robran. Here's a beautiful kick of the ball. Let's see what he does with this one. It may be just slightly off target this time. And he's put it through for a minor score. How often does that happen? You say somebody is a beautiful kick, though, isn't he?
Yeah, Mosdy. It was a beautiful kick. It just wasn't straight.
It just wasn't straight. That's right. He's put it through for a minor score. So it's at Norwood 12-10, 82. They're 50 points up on South now, 5-2-32. We've played 17 minutes of the third quarter. Alan Murray now swings the ball around his shoulder, gets it across here to Rigney, who's been one of the better players for South today. The South co-captain in Clay Sampson now, the former Crow, the former Tiger, the former Demon, gets the ball in short and finds Mark DeMazy. He's getting calls from a lot of his teammates. Kicks in now towards centre half forward. A big jump from behind by Tim Rogers. Couldn't take it though. Picked up by Trent Mills, who will race into an open goal from 10 metres out. And Mills has kicked the goal and will get another kick. We'll get another kick as well. So it looks like it may be 2 goals in as many minutes to South. This is the sort of thing that supporters of other teams hate to see. But that's the way it went. Gavin will just see if Trent Mills can steer this one through. And if they do it again, the old pen will start running out. Nick Pesh, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, very interesting, that rule. I was of the belief that they could only award another kick if the umpires already waved the flags, and that didn't happen there. I may be wrong. They might have changed it, but good bit of luck here for South Adelaide.
There he goes. He's kicked for goal, and let's see what he's done this time. He's put it through again. Trent Mills. Now move along from 5-2 to 7-2, and 7 sixes of 4. Gee, I was all set there, you know, and added on the 6. 42, 12, that's 44.
12-point goal.
A 12-point goal, and Norwood 12-10, 82. Let's get some score updates from Gavin Richardson.
Thank you, Doug. Centrals by 18 points, Glenelg by 19 points, Eagles by 15 points. Across the border, Fremantle by 1 point, and the Hawks, well, it's all over there, 69-point lead.
Well, that'll make you happy anyway, John. Hawthorn leading convincingly.
Yeah, the mighty Hawks.
And that game at Elizabeth, I tell you what, it's still anybody's game, isn't it? But Centrals just seem to be edging ahead all the time. But
very hard to beat out there at Elizabeth.
Aren't they ever? Well, the margin has been reduced here to just 38 points after those 2 quick goals by Trent Mills. He's had more of a negative role today, hasn't he, as opposed to playing a role up forward?
I think perhaps what Greg Anderson is doing is we notice he's slipped into the forward pocket, and Clay Sampson's another who has been pushing forward a lot more this quarter, and both boys probably started around the half back line picking people up, and now more of a role in the forward line.
There's the bounce up in the centre of the ground. It was Steele who got the tap out to Jackson Crabb. Jackson Crabb onto his left foot, in towards centre half forward. Almost a good mark taken there by the Norwood player in Bassett. It came off hands though, and the umpire said it's a free kick for South. Held the ball too long, tried to large his way through, and a 50-metre or a 25-metre penalty anyway against Norwood. And the Redlegs are just a little bit rattled at the moment. And the free kick will go here to Ben Warren, and he will kick this ball from about 1.2 metres out from goal.
Yeah, very disappointing probably from Gary McIntosh's perspective, is a bit of discipline there. First, as South get their goal, and they go on to 8 goals to 50. But once again, Wilson gave away Pesci the free kick after the goal was kicked. That's probably undisciplined, and then again the ball wasn't given back to the South player once he'd received the kick, and that's probably just a discipline thing, really.
Yeah, I don't think you could criticise Doreen for trying to charge through.
I don't think Doreen wasn't at fault. It was whoever had the ball after Doreen. He didn't give it back to the player. It was just rolled along the ground, and you know, that's a disappointing perspective, mainly from a coaching viewpoint. And that there's probably 2 goals that have been given there, just from purely undisciplined play.
The action back in the centre of the ground. 3 quick goals to South Adelaide. Steele is on the ball, and so is Robran. Taken away here by Crouch. He kicks in towards centre half forward. It's a wobbly old screw pump, but the mark taken by Peter Johnson, who decides to play on. He'll go for a long hand pass here to Clay Sampson, whose game this quarter has been full of merit. Sampson now on the outer wing. The umpire letting play go. Down towards half forward goes South Adelaide. It went through the fingers of Warren on that occasion. Will be picked up here by the Norwood defenders out there on the outer side of the game. It was at ball ace. Down towards half forward anyway, and a marker, a free, is paid here to Norwood in towards centre half forward, and another mark is taken by Norwood.
And that's Matthew Bartamucci again, Pesci. He's on fire today. Young fella, he's 17th, it's his 18th game, lining up for goal number 4, and I think it would even be a surprise packet for the Norwood coaching staff as well. Very impressed with his effort today, I'd say. Bartamucci coming in, goal number 4. He's been an accurate shot at goal, and once again the Norwood flags are waving behind the goals. He has his 4th. Fantastic effort. I think that's his 3rd this quarter, Doug, and fantastic effort from Matthew Bartamucci. Nick Pesh.
Yeah, good sign there by Norwood and for the Norwood coaching staff after a couple of little indiscretions and, well, 2 indiscretions which cost 3 goals, which was very strange. Norwood quick clearance out of the centre through Crouch and resulting in, Matthew Bartamucci's 4th goal and a good settling goal going into the three-quarter time break.
23 scoring shots to Norwood, 10 to South, and it's Norwood 88, South 50, so 38 points the margin here at the Noarlunga Oval. The action back in the centre, it's Todd Steele and Jonathan Yerbury this time. Yerbury it was who got the tap out, but South come away. A hand pass there from Steele. He got it across there to Rogers. Crabb couldn't quite control it. Almost applied the tackle there to Bartamucci, but he's too good for them this time as the goal-kicking winger. He kicks down towards the, he kicked from the centre out towards the wing, and the free kick against South. The umpire says play on, and Stephen Pitt can't quite control it, and it's gone across the boundary line for a throw-in.
Yeah, just a quick update. Looks like Jonathan Yerbury's gone into the ruck, and Jonathan Robin going down to full forward with a well-earned rest after a great 2.5 quarters.
Also looks like Steele is moved into the ruck for South Adelaide as well, giving Jackson a bit of a rest, well-earned rest I'd say too. As once again another blood rule, it's Crabb coming off and young Aaron Landorf coming back on for South Adelaide. Crabb's just going to have to get that cleaned up. There's a bit of a cut on his elbow, I'd say. As he wait for the ball to be brought back into play. It's on the centre wing here at Noarlunga. Ball brought back into play. It's Yerbury and Steele in ruck. It's Orman Allen, crumbs it well. He gets a quick hand pass away. Landorf gets his kick smothered by Yerbury. He gets a quick kick. Gallagher playing in front does well. Gets a quick hand pass out to Brett James. Brett James with lovely vision looks for Tyson. Just over his head, couldn't gather the football. That's Woodhead. Cobb, it's Cobb. He breaks clear. Good play by Cobb. Strong attacking footy. Looks forward, but once again, Norwood's defence holding up strong, and Daniels a strong mark at centre half back.
Wearing number 64 now, after starting, of course, with number 4. You don't see number 64 often out on the ground.
Not too often, maybe in the 2s, Doug. You might see a few 64s. As the ball goes on the outer side, Ball Ace is in front. He gets spoiled. Is that a free kick to the South player, and that it goes to, it's a fair way away out there. I think it's a Rigney, is it?
I reckon it is young Trevor Rigney by the look of it.
Trevor Rigney, he switches play. Looks out wide and finds Damien Rigney. Rigney releases Sampson, who has worked very, very hard this quarter. He kicks forward now, down half forward. Out in front there was Woodhouse. He couldn't take the mark. Mills crumbs the ball. He gives a quick hand pass. Carslake crashes in hard. Followed up well there by Woodhouse. Good play. Play on Sampson, who's followed up well. Gives it on to Mills. Mills has a shot on goal.
Very good play by Tim Rogers. He's had 2 or 3 opportunities in the last 2 or 3 minutes to take marks. Hasn't been able to, obviously on a quality opponent, but just then had enough composure to put his body in, use his hands, free a couple of South Adelaide runners, and a great team-lifting goal, and the game has certainly come to a light. And if South Adelaide can kick 1 or 2 more quick ones before three-quarter time, the game will be on.
Well, I think Janine's working the controls here this afternoon, and she's really got the music pumping out at this moment of time, and she's all smiles as the Panthers kick that goal. 3rd goal for the quarter to Trent Mills, and only 1, of course, in that passage of play for him, but he kicked 2 without the ball going back to the centre in a previous passage of play. We'll tell you more about that later, though. But the margin here at the moment is 32 points. South Adelaide go forward again, but Ben Wilson there across half-back mops up, kicks out towards the wing. The target out there will be, you've guessed it, Bartamucci again. He's got the ball this time. He's been brilliant this quarter. He's running around in circles. What's he going to do? He's run the wrong way. He's bounced the ball, gets it across to a teammate, showed enough composure to do that, and his teammate is his captain in Brett James. He in turn got it on there to Ben Wilson. Kicks it very high in the air, in towards centre half forward. Todd Steele couldn't control it. It comes off hands, taken here though by a Bound. Bound a quick hand pass to Ball Ace. This is good football, and Carslake goes in and kicks the goal. Good football, Norwood. Boy, they did that well, and that is a contender for the best brick and papers team effort of the day. There's been a few of them, and Norwood 14-10, leading South Adelaide 9-2. Nick Pesh.
We talk about the inexperience of South Adelaide and also light frames there. The Norwood players been able to break a couple of tackles across that half-forward line, which opened the avenue for a quick reply to Norwood. And interesting to note that Brennan Jackson's gone off the ground for a rest, perhaps trying to freshen him up for one last attack in the last quarter from South Adelaide.
Back in the middle of the ground, Bartamucci once again elusive on that outer wing. He's been fantastic this quarter. Ball goes down, Steele leaps high. Yearbury sort of stood down, won the tap out of Crouch. Crouch, strong bullock in play, got it through to Wasley, who bursts through the pack also. He kicks down forward looking for Bound. He can't take the grab. Ball comes to ground. It's cleaned up there by South Adelaide through Cobb. He releases the footy and it comes out to Rigney on the outer wing. Tyson is right up his tail. Can't take the ball. Rigney follows up quite well. He's got Sampson, who's worked very hard this quarter. He once again on right half forward, moving down forward, gets a good shepherd, comes back inside, a little bit undecided, moves on to his left. And again, probably a poor option there from Sampson. Just got a little bit undecided. Centred the footy and Daniels took a strong mark for Nord. Nord now had the fast break. Ball ace on the outer side. He has a bounce, looks up. He's got a couple of players free and he finds James. James gives it out wide to Wasley, who's running hard. He's at right half forward for Nord. Kicks inside 50. Bound has got the sit and he takes the mark. And Bound will have a shot at goal at the top of the square, 10 metres out directly in front, and you'd expect he'd put through Nord's 15th goal for the afternoon.
And almost the story of the day down here with South Adelaide creating numerous opportunities. Clay Sampson perhaps taking the wrong option there and centering up the ball, and Daniels, great piece of individual play and resulting in a quick turnover and a Nord goal.
There it is, it's straight through the middle. Big Stewie Bound, of course, has played for the Crows and has put it straight through the middle for his second goal for the afternoon. And Norwood now moving along to 15 goals, 10. That's 100. They've got the century, and South Adelaide 9-2-56, the margin 44 points and 29 minutes of the quarter gone. It's almost three-quarter time. The action down here at Noarlunga Oval. The clouds are out. One or two seagulls floating around, hoping to pick up a chip or two. And we've still got one or two of our party pies here, thanks to the South Adelaide Footy Club. They've looked after us well here today, haven't they, John?
It's been very nice. Very nice catering indeed. Pesci's had about 16 sausage rolls too.
Oh, goodness
Good work,
me.
Pesci.
Roddy Fuller might be listening. Be careful.
And we're back in the middle of the ground. It's a big pack of players in the centre. Crab, as he has done all day, gets a quick kick out of the centre. And Clements takes a strong mark in front. Great play there by Troy Clements. He asked me to pump him up today because I apparently gave a few harsh words about his performance last week, so I pumped him up today, Doug.
He's played all right too, hasn't he?
As it's a bit of a turnover there, though, from Wilson. The ball comes back into play, but Bassett, once again, Nord's defence and the height of their defence is telling at the moment. Players like Bassett, Daniels, Pitt and Wilson all taking strong defensive marks, making it very difficult for the smaller South players to get their hand on the footy. Bassett now goes short, still inside Nord's defensive 50. Wilson, he takes the footy, sums up his options. There's not much movement at the moment. I think the players are waiting for the clock to wind down to the siren time. He goes long to the outer side. Players go up high. Bound was in front. The ball's not clear. Little Landorf there in hard, works hard. Good tackle by the young fella in his first game. And the Nord player is wrapped up there in Crouch, I think it was. And there'll be a bounce. Left half forward flank for South Adelaide, Pesci.
Yeah, young Aaron Landorf playing in only his first game, really finding his feet here with probably 10 or 12 touches for the game and going along very nicely.
Almost three-quarter time, 30 minutes of the quarter gone. It's Norwood 100, South 56. Norwood bringing the ball out of defence there through Wasley, down towards half forward. He won't find he found his target, but it's come off hands and gone out of bounds. It's midway between the wing and the half forward line. Norwood in attack. They've done most of it today, 15 goals, and South have kicked the 9. Bartamucci, the match winner this quarter, though. He's kicked 4 goals for the afternoon. What, 3 this quarter or 4 this?
I think it's 3 this
quarter.
So
3 this quarter, that's right. And Trent Mills has kicked 3 for South this quarter. It's, let's see where the ball is now. Confused just about everybody. South come away with it this time. It's a big high left footer in towards centre half foot. Up goes Warren, but he misjudged the ball, and a good strong mark is taken by Ben Wilson once again.
Scotty Bassett.
Scotty Bassett. So many of those talls in defence. I tell you what, they just put the arms up, and there's the mark.
And it's Gallagher now on his customary position out in the outer wing. Beautiful pass and finds Borlace. Is that paid? Yes, it is. Strong mark to Scotty Borlace. He's been good again today, working hard in and under the packs at Yearbury's feet all day and Robin's. He now comes in board. And there we have the siren for three-quarter time. And as we go into three-quarter time, Norwood leading 15-10-100. It's 44-point leaders over South, 9-2-50.
Couldn't quite see it. Gary McIntosh accepted that. He blamed the loss of control in the match just on 1 minute in the match where there was a few silly decisions made. He wants them to be tough on the ball, but to be sensible about it too.
Okay, interesting comments there coming from the coaches at three-quarter time. And it's good, you know, they ask the questions of the umpies give them the answer, and I think people are happy then.
Yeah, I think that definitely improves the communication both between the players and the coach and the umpires, so we are aware of why that free kick was paid to Mills.
In this last quarter, we've just got play underway. We'll be looking out for the Mr. Clip player of the match, and one player that we haven't mentioned a lot, but I reckon if you look at stats and what he's done today, he's been tremendous, and that's Brett James. Yeah,
definitely Brett James, one of those players who's always racks up 35 touches, but a lot of them just go unnoticed. They're often so quick from inside the packs.
And there'll be a free kick paid here to Norwood. That one was a little bit high, and getting up with the free kick there is another very, very good player today, and another contender for the Mr. Clip player of the match is Nick Borlace. He's been a very, very good player. Taking up the commentary is John Cunningham.
Okay, as Norwood come into the inside 50, Stewie Bound puts his hands up, and once again, Norwood's height a telling factor as Crouch kicked the ball in from centre wing. Stewie Bound playing in front, put the hands up, and he's got very, very long arms, and that one's stuck. He often plays in front, Stewie Bound, and that time it paid off for him. He has a shot now on goal from probably just inside 50, 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. He's been working on his kicking for goal. Let's see how he goes with this one. It's a long kick. The umpire just moves to his left, but the Norwood cheer squad is behind the goals. Are very happy with that one. And Stewie Bound gets the first goal of the last quarter. Norwood go on to 6-10, 100 and... What's that make?
106, I reckon, John.
Yep. Fantastic. And South 9-2, 56. And a very important start to the last quarter there for Norwood.
It looks like we've got more updates in the footy. Gavin.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. The Tigers come out fine. They kicked the first two goals the last quarter. They're now in front over Port by 20 points. I'll keep you informed.
They'll get in front by 20
big
points.
Upset down at the Bay.
Could well be. Big celebration. Nick Pesh, quick comment.
Yeah, just a quick comment. Both boys, Jonathan Robin and Brendan Jackson, back in the ruck, throwing everything at it for their clubs.
Well, the action back now with Norwood. It was Gallagher who got the ball away there, and we find it's going to be Norwood going into attack again. Crouch this time goes down towards half forward. Stewie Bound it was who slipped over, and Woodhouse, the long-haired Woodhouse it is, who gets up and takes it's the frizzy haircut. We're just trying to paint a picture of him. He's got the right sock up, he's got the left sock down. In he comes. There's his kick, and not a bad sort of a roost either. Down towards the wing, and coming in and taking a good safe mark there was Jackson Crabb. On the Port rookie list, and it won't be long before he's elevated. I wouldn't think if Port have any serious problems this year. He's a very classy player at this level, and with senior experience at West Coast, it certainly shows out. There's his kick down towards half forward. It's on the half forward flank, out of bounds, and a throw-in to take place down there in front of a fairly sizable crowd here at Noarlunga.
It'll be important for South Adelaide, especially throughout this last quarter, just to stay in touch with Norwood. They don't need a big loss down here, especially in front of their home crowd, and 4 or 5 goal respectable loss would be acceptable.
Another goal to Port Adelaide, it seems. The margin back to 14 points there down at the Bay. As the action back here at Noarlunga Oval, there's Kim Cobb, or Peter Johnson it was, who got it across to Kim Cobb, and he in turn finds a teammate in Damien Rigney. He drops the ball in short. A chance now for South Adelaide. Let's see what comes out of this one, and I think they might kick a goal. It is very, very close, and I think they put it through. And the boy out there, is that young Landorf?
Crabb again.
It was Jason Crabb. It wasn't young Landorf, it was Jackson Crabb, and he's put it through for a goal. So that's a much-needed goal to South Adelaide. They move along to 10-2, 62, but still well behind Norwood. 16 goals, 10, 106.
And yeah, it's been a interesting duel between Jackson Crabb and Adam Crouch. You'd probably give Crabb the honours at this stage, since though he's working into the tide a fair bit.
And a bit of a comeback by Sturt too. The margin at Elizabeth is now just 14 points. So some real good games being played in the SANFL today. It's wonderful stuff. John Cunningham.
Okay, Scotty Carsley comes in, tries to crumb the ball off the pack, can't take it. Jackson working very hard in, it goes straight to Brett James though, who said thank you very much. He released Adam Crouch over the top. Scotty Borlace again working hard as he has done all day. He finds Bartamucci, who's been the goal sneak all day. Discipline kick from Bartamucci to the top of the square. Stewie Bound tries to do a Warwick Kappa, but it didn't pay off. And he didn't take the mark, and the free kick will go to Woodhouse. Don't know what Bounty was trying to do there, Pesci.
Yeah, no, and a good sign from the Norwood coaching staff with
I think he was
Bartamucci going top of the square.
Yeah, very good there from Bartamucci.
I think we've got 3 South players in line for the Paradise Community Church mark of the day, and he thought we've got to get a Norwood boy in here somewhere.
Well, he had to go. Bounty had to go at trying to get that Paradise Community Church mark of the day, Doug, but he just couldn't take it. And the umpire now, it's out of bounds once again, just on the 50-metre line for Norwood. Ball comes back into play now. It's Calabrese who's back on the ground. He gets a tap out the back. Morton crumbs it beautifully. He's dangerous around goal on the left. Just didn't quite hit it that well, and the bounce just runs over the line and out of bounds just beside the left point post for Norwood. Morton has been crumbing beautifully today off the pack, but just can't find the big sticks.
Yeah, very disciplined there by Norwood, being able to break away and open the boundary, throwing up for Danny Morton, and great tap by Calabrese, and good snap, unfortunately out of bounds.
They'll throw it deep in the pocket. John, we were almost harmonising there. Do you sing as well? What's this? Is this a goal?
No.
No, it's not.
No.
It's been kicked through for a minor score. It was pretty spectacular stuff there by Danny Morton. And he did promise that if he kicks the goal, he's going to turn around here and just wave to us. But not on that occasion. He's put it through for a minor score. But Norwood 16-11 at South 10-2. South now get control of the ball. Back in the centre of the ground. It's marked here by Ben Newbury, the former Glenelg reserves player. A nice-looking left-foot kick it is up towards... the Norwood defence is just too strong and too solid, too tall too. And the ball is on the ground. Norwood will come away this time with a kick there. And it's all Norwood this time. They could almost have a raffle to decide who's going to get it. It's Borlace who gets it. Scott Borlace. I may have called Nick Borlace a little bit earlier, but it is Scott who gets it across now to Stewie Bound. It's one of those lovely old punt kicks. It's going to be close, though, and knocked through eventually, though, by South Adelaide's Sampson, and a minor score results. So it is Norwood now, 16 goals, 12, 108, and they are leading South Adelaide 10-62. Another goal to Glenelg. They lead by 21 points now over Port Adelaide as the ball's brought in by Manuel, and South Adelaide are away through Manhood.
Manhood kicks the ball forward, finds Murray. That's Alan Murray. His brother went off on a stretcher early today. Fortunately, though, he is okay. Just some concussion. As Jackson has the ball in the middle of the ground, he releases young Landolf. He has played quite well, the young fella. That's Aaron Landolf when his first game for South. He finds Newbury, who swings onto his left foot. He kicks forward inside 50. Once again, the Norwood defence holds strong. Pitt attacks the ball well, cleans up his own crumb, gets a hand pass off to Karzak, and releases Doreen. He uses his beautiful foot skills to find Borlace. Doreen running hard. He kicks the ball down forward, looking for Newbury. He's edged out of it. The umpire saw that as a push in the back. A little bit unlucky there, I thought, the South defender there in Manuel, but Newbury will have the shot on goal.
Still, he's got his photo in the budget, Ashley Manuel, and a big story on him too, so he's probably happy with that.
Well, he would be happy with that. Probably not real happy with the scoreboard, though, at the moment, as Newbury will go back and have a shot on goal. Pesci, can he kick it?
Yeah, look, I think he can make the distance, but it's going to be important for Norwood players not to get in bad habits in this last quarter. Sitting forward of the play, not checking their opponents, especially coming up against quality sides in the next few weeks. They won't be allowed to get away with that.
There's the kick for goal. It is a big long kick, and it looks like it may have touched the behind post. It came off the hands, didn't really get onto it as he would have liked, and it's out of bounds, in fact. So Norwood still leading, though, by that fairly sizable margin. It's Glenelg by 15 points, we've just heard. Here's a goal, though, to Norwood, and big Jonathan Newbury makes amends this time. Grabbed it out of that rush, and he's put it through. Norwood's 17th for the afternoon. They're 17 goals, 12, 114, leading South Adelaide 10-62, and that was a good piece of work. Nick Pesh.
Yeah, definitely, and the experience and the quality of opposition today against South Adelaide just starting to show out. Jonathan Newbury, good presence of mind to grab it out of the ruck. Noticed there was no other big South Adelaide opponent there, and even though he dribbled it through, yeah, good touch and good skill.
9 minutes gone in the quarter, fellas. Keep a look out and keep thinking about this Mr. Clip player of the match. I reckon this is one that's not going to be a real easy one, but as we think of that, John Cunningham takes up the call.
Okay, Adam Crouch working hard in the centre, as he has done all day. Ball spills out to the outer wing. Four players again diving on the ball, and there'll be another ball up as a bit of a pack forms as the players dive on top of each other.
That's why I gave you that passage of play, John. It was pretty lousy.
Pretty ordinary, Doug. I was struggling to actually describe it. It was that ordinary.
I thought you did very, very well.
It was almost like a brawl. Anyway, the umpire bounced. Another poor bounce. South Crab working hard. Oh, strong attack on the football. Wins it, but releases it out to Brett James, who mops up again. He has really played a great game by Brett James. Tyson now has a football on the other wing. He hits Johnson straight on the chest, and Johnson plays on for South Adelaide. He releases Murray, who's out on the outer wing, finding plenty of space. He has a player also loose in the outer side there with the socks down is young Trevor Rigney. He comes into inside 50, and that's a strong lead and grab from Norman Allen.
They do look the same, don't they,
Who
from a
hasn't
distance?
actually been up forward much today, but looks like Greg Anderson has thrown him up forward to try and get a few scores on the board for South, Nick Pesh.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit too late. As you called at half-time, they desperately needed an option across half-forward, and Trent Norman Allen, with his high leaping, could offer that.
Norman Allen's kick at goal. It looks pretty good from here. Lovely shot on goal, and that will be his first for the afternoon and South's 11 as we go around the grounds.
Yes, thank you, boys. Central's 15 goals, 9.99 are leading Sturt 12-7-79, a 20-point margin in favour of Central's, and Glenelg 16-8, 104, Port 12-17, 89, 15 points in favour of Glenelg.
Ooh, yeah, could be a turn up, that one. The Bays are in front. We'll get a score on the Eagles North game very, very soon. Nick is a little bit worried.
He's on the edge of his seat here at the moment.
He is, isn't he, eh?
Very nervous. Back in the centre. Up by the ruckman, Robberin gets a tap out, but Mills crumbs it beautifully. He kicks the ball forward. Doreen there, and the umpire's played a shove. Yes, it definitely was there, and it's once again Trevor Rigney has it this time. Kicks out wide, has a player loose, and that appears to be, I'd say, that looks like Damien Rigney.
Yeah, I think it might be.
It might be Damien. His namesake?
Yeah, I reckon it would be his namesake.
Are they related, Doug? That's the question.
Well, I get the feeling they are. I get the feeling they are, and I have been told that their
hairdos are a little different, though.
They are. Although this lad used to have a similar sort of a haircut last year, Damien Rigney.
He obviously got a job and had to clean up his act, but he has a shot on goal now. And the ball just fading to the right, and just one behind there for Damien Rigney. As South go on to 11 goals, 3. That's 69. Norwood still with a commanding lead, 7-12, 114, as we're approaching the 11.5-minute mark of the last quarter. Stephen Pitt now with the ball to bring it back in for Nord. He has a couple of players out wide. Tyson is one of them. He receives the ball from Pitt. Beautiful kick down, finds Wosley on the wing. Gallagher running hard. He has a bounce. He's got a bit of space to run into. Gallagher has another bounce. That's 3. I think he'll have another one, 4, and may even have a shot on goal here. He comes inside 50. This will be a great goal. He kicks it, and hits the post. Well, that definitely would have been Doug, goal of the day. I would have had it down as goals of the day.
Yeah, we don't have an award for that, but I think that's the point of the day, let me tell you.
It is the point of the day. One of the best points I've ever seen, actually.
Yeah, could be a handy one too. So it's a minor score to James Gutter. You love to see that sort of stuff.
Nothing better than a player running free down the wing.
Oh no, it was good stuff. And well, James Gutter has been a good player all day. As we continue to look out for the Mr. Clip player of the match, good mark taken there by Kim Cobb, who's got very Kim Cobb, that is, not to be confused with Kim Klopp, the former champ. With Sturton North. But anyway, the action on the wing, James Gallagher's got it once again. I don't think he'll go for a run this time. I think he might be a little bit out of breath. Scott Carslake put the hands up there, goes in short now. That's a lovely kick this time and finds his teammate too. That was good football. And the big bloke down there in Jonathan Yerbury takes the mark, 40 metres out from goal, but right up against the boundary line. It's Norwood 17-13, 115. South Adelaide 11-3, 69.
The option there, Pesci, was Carslake had Morton inside. I think that definitely that was the option. Then Morton would have had a shot on goal from an easier angle than the one Yerbury's got now.
In comes Yerbury. There's his kick. He's kicked right across the face of goal, and it's thumped through by the South Adelaide defenders. Not even thumped through, it's actually over the line and out of bounds. A quick update from Gavin Richardson.
Central's doing it comfortably now by 26 points. It's a close one down the bay there by 9 points.
There,
and the Eagles are just in front by 10 points. You on, boys?
Okay, we're on, boys. We're back again here with the action at the Noarlunga Oval, and we find it's Norwood 115, South Adelaide 69. Oh, there's a kick.
He's done it again.
Through by the big bloke.
Again, the big fella.
Number 43 has done it, Jonathan Yerbury, and he's put it through for a goal. He grabbed it out of the boundary throw-in and just bang, straight through. Well done. And that's the 18th goal to Norwood, 18-13. They are leading South Adelaide 11-3. Comments from the Eagle Rover, Nick Pesh.
Yeah, not good for Nord Rovers, with Yerbury jumping it out, grabbing it out of the ruck and kicking his second goal.
And you may have missed that one a while ago. This will make you happy, Nick. It's the Eagles by 10 points. So Yeah, we had one or two distractions and so forth, but we're back in the action down here at the Noarlunga Oval. And a pretty entertaining game too. Keep an eye out too for the best brick and pavers team effort of the day as taking the ball away from the centre. Certainly one of South Adelaide's better players. He's wasted a couple of opportunities, has Clay Sampson. Rigney got the front position, young Trevor Rigney. There's Alan Murray out there doing battle for South Adelaide, but he can't control it and it's gone over the line and out of bounds. There's a third Murray apparently playing with the Murray Bushrangers, so it'll be interesting to see if Port decide to bring him across here.
And Murray producing Murrays, Doug.
Well, I tell you what, that's one Murray that's not running dry, you might say.
Yes, it's all happening here at South Adelaide. As the ball comes back into play, the ruckmen go at it. Oh, a big leap there. I think that was
Rogers, I think.
Very high leap in the ruck. But Doreen cleans up for Nord across half-back. Bartamucci, who's been a star today for Nord. He can't get a hold on the footy. It's Jackson, who's worked hard all day, the big fella. He gets a kick forward. That's a mark, is it? Yes, play on. He slipped over there, Rigney, but he still took the mark. Comes down to the forward line for South for the last line. But the ball is rushed over the line for another point to South. They move on to 11-4, 70, Nord 8-13, 121 at the 15-minute mark of the last quarter.
Yeah, I think Greg Anderson will be happy with his Chargers' efforts in the last quarter. Obviously breaking even on the scoreboard, and looks like they're running the game out well, which is good in front of a good, strong home crowd.
Danny Morton with the ball now. He's on the outer side of the ground and gets it across there to, is that Brett James?
Tyson.
It was Tyson. There's so many of these medium-sized runners at Norwood. I tell you what, Carslake in turn this time got it across there to Morton. In towards centre half forward he goes, and it will be a free kick to South Adelaide, and going back and getting the free kick is Jason Landorf. It's only his sixth match, 27 years of age, so he's a late starter. He in turn goes short and finds Peter Johnson, the big left footer. Oh, he kicked it out there in the direction of Damien Rigney, who was outnumbered 2-1. Norwood take the ball away. Danny Morton, this time he's very good on either side of the body. The left footer this time. Into centre half forward, Jonathan Yerbury, who's given them a target up there. The big boy picks it up, gets the hand pass across there to his teammate in Tyson. He races through centre half forward, takes a bounce, then gets the hand pass away to Wosley from 45 metres out. Has he put it through? He has, but for a minor score, and it's Norwood 18-14, 122, South Adelaide 11-4, 70, the margin 52 points. 17 minutes gone in the quarter. Glenelg have just kicked a goal too. They lead by 15 points over the Port Magpies. Nick Pesh.
Yeah, good running there from young Wosley off the half-back flank. I think the Nord boys are starting to line up now to notch their name up on this score sheet.
One thing we haven't mentioned is actually Matty Dawes, I think, has been on the bench for quite a while. May have some sort of injury, Pesci. As we are on the outer side, and it is Rigney, I think, there on the outer flank. He brings the ball inside, looking for his South teammate in Manhood, I think it is. He gets a quick kick, finds Sampson, who's worked hard for South. He gives it to Crab, who's been another one of their hard workers. He gets a kick forward inside 50. Crouch hit him hard. The ball comes down towards Wilson. Wilson running the ball out of line, and it goes over in the left forward pocket for South Adelaide. The ball, another boundary throw-in. There's been a fair few throw-ins today, Doug. The ball seems to have found the boundary line quite a. It seems to, because of the dry ground, I suppose, it's just kept on running.
It has, yeah, it is. It's certainly not holding up at all. The ground's in a magnificent condition, and the players would be very tired at the moment because it's a pretty hot day. It's nice up here on the stand, and certainly the cloud cover has helped, and just that little bit of an ad-lib helped me because that was not a terribly pretty passage of play.
No, and we're still inside South's forward 50. There's players just sorting themselves out. There is a fairly large pack of players, of about 20, I'd say, there. Up where Murray crumbs the pack quickly, can't get a handle on it, follows up his good work, and once again there's a scrappy bit of play. There's players, Gallagher's in there fighting hard, players dive on the ball again, and it isn't pretty, Pesci.
Yeah, not pretty at all, but I think Greg Anderson would be fairly happy with his small contingent of experienced players in Crab, Sampson, Mills and Cobb, all can hold their head up high and leading the way for the younger players.
Well, I suppose when you think of it, Jackson can hold his head up high.
Yeah, Jackson's competed quite well.
That was a joke, actually,
It was a joke. I took it seriously, but it was a good joke.
Thanks. But he has, in two ways he can hold it up high.
He has.
As Norwood bring the ball out of defence this time, down towards centre half forward, and Jonathan Yerbury takes the mark this time. He plays on with a hand pass across here to Tyson. Tyson now goes long, but a good strong mark is taken here by the boy on the budget. This is Ashley Manuel there in that last line of defence who's taken that one for South Adelaide. They trail by 52 points at the 19-minute mark of the final quarter. They bring the ball out of defence. Nick Manhood, who's been a little bit quiet today, but kicks the ball back in towards the centre. Wasn't the best of kicks either, taken here by the Norwood players. They lose possession very quickly. The player in there was big Tim Rogers, bullocking his way through, the boy from Langhorne Creek. Trent Mills was burrowing in there on the bottom of the pack, and the umpire will come in and call for yet another bounce. Norwood in their away Guernseys, it's pretty much very similar, not entirely the same, but it's reasonably similar to the Melbourne Guernsey that, of course, they wear in the AFL. John Cunningham.
As James Tyson is coming towards the boundary, he doesn't appear to be injured, running a little bit gingerly. He's been working hard this last quarter. He's just grabbing at his right leg there, appears to be a bit tight. As we go back to the action, and it appears to be Stevie Daniels, I think, has got the footy, is it?
Looks like a free kick, I think.
Stevie Daniels has a free kick, a centre-half back for Norwood. He goes long, looking for Calabrese. He attacked the ball well, follows up his good attack on the footy. Crab in and under, gets a good hand pass out to Johnson. He releases the ball wide and finds on the outer side there in Rogers. Rogers now brings the ball inside again, finds Crab, who's working hard. He played on, but was wrapped. Got a hand pass on to Murray. He showed silky skills, Murray, but couldn't quite finish it off. And the ball went to the rider. Eagles up by 12 points, and we just get an update there. That's kept Pesci pretty happy. But another behind goes to South. They move on to 11-5. I think it might be actually 11-5-71 to Norwood 18-14. As we go to the 20.5-minute mark of the moment, Norwood bringing the play back in. Comes in from Pitt. He goes long, looking for Jonathan Robber, and he goes up and takes a strong mark. His form would be pleasing as Norwood coaching staff, Pesci.
Yeah, definitely, and perhaps the form of Daniels and Bassett across the half bat line has allowed Yerbury to push forward and Robin to ruck.
Well, we've just heard that Port have kicked another goal. 9 points the margin there in favour of Glenelg in the big game down at the Bay. So pretty interesting stuff as Manhood now with the free kick driving South forward up towards centre half forward, but it's a Norwood mark. It's one of those big hands that's gone up and taken that grab down there, and it is Wilson this time. There's about 3 or 4 of them who can take the big mark, and they've done it to perfection this afternoon. And again, they drive the ball out of defence, and it's going to beat all players across the line for another throw-in. On the outer side of the ground, it's midway between the wing and the half-forward line. South just in attack.
Well, the boundary umpires have certainly got plenty of practice on their technique today. A lot of throw-ins. Another contest on the outer side. The ball coming back into play. It'll be Yerbury, it'll be Calabrese actually versus Jackson. Calabrese gets his hand on the football, brings it down. Morton working hard in under. Doreen got a quick hands out. Released Gallagher. Gallagher finds at half-forward back Bartamucci, who's been elusive all day. Once again, Centrals have kicked away. They lead by 39 points as Bartamucci goes forward inside 50. Robin can't take the mark. Strong contest at the base of the pack. It was Calabrese who picked up the crumb. He kicks forward. Gallagher outnumbered there, and Sampson took a great mark, backing back with the flight of the ball courageously.
And a contender also for the Paradise Community Church mark of the day. The Bays have won. We've just heard John.
The Bays have won, so that brings probably a smile to a lot of people's faces, particularly Bays fans, as the Murray again on the outer flank. He kicks forward, a beautiful pass. Rogers can't quite get a handle on it. He follows up beautifully though, gets his own crumb, gives it back out to Crab, who's worked hard all day. He's on the outer side. He's almost standing still there. He decides to run backwards and then runs around. Yerbury kicks long, looking for James. Couldn't quite get a handle on it for Nord. They mop up though beautifully by Daniels. Back to James. He crosses the ground, changes directions of the footy. Gallagher now has it in the middle of the ground, gives it off to Bowney. Bowney now runs forward, kicks long. It's a long high kick. Morton, who's probably not known for his high marking, can't get a handle on it. Bartamucci again, he's worked hard. Oh, strong contest there from Orman Allen, who got rid of Bartamucci. He releases Manhood. Manhood, who's working hard now in the last quarter, kicks long with his left foot. Ball ace crumbs the pack though. Brings it back towards Fenord. He's run, has a bounce now. Gets a bit of space, moves forward. Kicks it long down to the left half forward flank again. Up they went. Manhood couldn't get a hand on it. Morton at the base of the pack. He's working hard. Probably could have got a free kick there. Didn't have his hand on the footy, but got tackled. There's Landolf again at the bottom of the pack as well. And once again, we'll have a ball up, and the players getting very tired at the moment. A lot of players on their hunches. Pesci?
Yeah, good call, John. And yeah, it looks a little bit like circle work here at the moment. Everyone's lining up to have a kick.
It's going round and round and round, isn't it?
Yep, everyone's
getting dizzy
possession.
up here, Doug.
51 points the margin. So is it 51? I'm just doing 51 points the margin.
Good maths. Good mathematics.
No, not bad. Yep. No, the maths come in handy sometimes. Young Landor could have been a free. I thought he was grabbed very high there. The umpy may have been unsighted because of the sun, but he's going to pay the free kick this time to Norwood. It looks like Big Yerbury may have got one around the neck or something. You may have seen it, Nick.
No, didn't see it at all, but I tell you, it's going to be a great advantage for Gary McIntosh and the Norwood team to have an informed Jonathan Robin, informed John Yerbury, and young Calabrese lurking around as well, just to strengthen the ruck option, but also the tall forward option.
In comes Yerbury now. He kicks the ball in short. It wasn't, well, whether it was the best option, I guess, could be debated.
Probably top of the square would have been the better option from Yerbury there, but Gary McIntosh still barking instructions at his players, even at the 25-minute mark of the last quarter.
I'd be careful, Johnny. We'll be barking them at you in just a moment.
Yes.
OK, let's check that scoreboard again. It's Norwood 18-14, 122. South Adelaide 11-5, 71. 25 minutes of the final quarter gone. Clay Sampson hasn't given up trying. Well, none of the South boys have. None of the Norwood boys have either. This boy's played well, hasn't he? Ball ace. Got it over there to his teammate in Gallagher, who in turn got it across to Crouch. Crouch kicks the ball to the centre of the square. South Adelaide spoil through Woodhouse. Will be picked up by Norwood, and they have... It's touched off the boot of Scotty Doreen, and it's gone through for a minor score, obviously. So let's check the scoreboard again. It's Norwood 18-15, 123. South Adelaide 11-5, 71. South bring the ball out. The mark taken there by Peter Johnson. The hand pass on to Jackson Crabb. He's on the outer side of the ground, near the conveniences out there. Kicks out towards the wing position. Is it going to beat all players across the boundary line? No, it won't. It's just kept in play there by Norwood. And coming out of this, the players, it's almost stopped to a walk at the moment. The players are very, very tired because it is a pretty warm day. There was a hand pass, or sort of a hand pass, that came out from Calabrese. And, well...
They found the relief of the boundary line once again, Doug, I think.
Much to my relief, John, I must admit.
They actually deliberately kicked it out there so they could have a rest.
Help the Oakley boy, I'm sure somebody yelled out. So the margin down here at Noarlunga, it's 57 points in favour of the Redlegs, and the action on the outer side of the ground. Picking up the play, Norwood's injured John Cunningham.
As the ball comes back into play, South get a quick kick forward through Mills. Once again, though, it's the Norwood defenders who have been solid all day, and Bassett takes the mark. He relieves off to Wilson, another one of the tall Norwood defenders. He kicks out wide, looking for Gallagher, who's still running very hard, showing his AFL fitness there. Beautiful kick from Gallagher, and finds Bartamucci, once again, being very elusive up forward. Releases inside to Clements. Clements now goes long, looking for Yerbury, who's in the van, can't quite get there. Well done by Johnson, sporting well. Murray crumbs the front of the pack, gets a quick hands out to little Aaron Landolf. He's wrapped up in a tackle though. Very lucky not to be played holding the ball. Great tackle from Yerbury. Ball ace in there again, tackling hard, as is Manhood. And once again, we'll have a bounce.
Perhaps a quick example there of the different pace in the game between the reserves and league standard. Young Landorf there trying to step around Yerbury, but unfortunately getting caught, and it looks like he's a little sore for it, so he'll remember that throughout the night.
Yeah, it's been a promising debut by the youngster, though, and if his rallies and family and friends are listening, yeah, you can be proud of the way he's played today. He's really got in and had a fair dinkum go. There's the hand pass, comes out now to Trent Mills, his co-captain now, across half-back. He kicks out towards the outer wing. He'll look for the player out there in Jackson Crabb. It's been a great battle, that one, between Crabb and Crouch, and I think it's going to beat both boys across the boundary line. You've heard the news that Glenelg have defeated the Port Magpies in the big game today at Brighton Road. And it looked as though that last report we had anyway, Centrals...
That's probably a huge upset, really, isn't it, considering Glenelg's form last week?
A huge upset. I mean, you've got to say Port are in a bit of a hole at the moment.
That's 3 in a row for Port.
Doesn't happen very often.
3 in a row for Port. Doesn't happen very often at all. As Norwood go forward, and Crouch, no, it's out in the full. So there we go, another bit of work for the boundary umpire, as the game just coming to a bit of a slow end here as we reach the 28-minute mark of the last quarter. South coming side, finds Trevor Rigney. He goes forward looking for up there. Rigney couldn't get hold Damien Rigney. That was once again the North defence sweeping up quite well. Oh, he's rock and rolled there. Was young. Was that Dawes back on the ground? Is it? He's tackling hard. Oh, that was Clements. Actually, great play by Troy Clements. Anyhow, South win the football though. Finds Manhood at centre half forward. He's free. Ducks inside an opponent. Has a shot on goal from 50. It's a long shot on goal.
I think it's a goal.
I think it hit the post.
Oh, it's hit the post.
Hit the post.
Yeah. So there it is. It's one behind to South Adelaide. They're 11-6-72. Norwood 19-14-128. Gavin's got more updated scores.
Yes, Centrals are won by 38 points. The Eagles are victorious by 13 points, and the Bays got over Port by 3 points.
Well, there we have it. Wins to Centrals, the Eagles, and also the Bays in today's football in the SANFL. And Norwood will certainly run out winners in this game. 29 minutes of the last quarter gone. They lead at the moment by 56 points, and the ball is out of bounds on the outer side of the ground. And the umpire putting his hand up once again. Love the setting at grounds like this. You know, you've got the sun going down, the big shadows. It must be great playing at this time of the day, except that you're very, very tired, obviously.
Yeah, that is true, Doug. And looking over there, Tim Rogers looks like he's in a fair amount of pain with about 3 trainers around him, and he's not enjoying it too much at all.
Well, the action, that's it. I was going to say the action.
That is the end of the action.
The non-action. That is the end of the action, John. So there we have it. A very good win here to Norwood. An absolute pleasure, really, to see them play. I mean, just the skill level was just far superior to South Adelaide's today. There was no doubt about that. Running out winners 19-14, 128 to South Adelaide 11 goals, 672. So it was Norwood, very convincing winners here by 56 points this afternoon in the big game at the Noarlunga Oval. As we've mentioned, wins also this afternoon in the big upset. Glenelg have defeated the Port Magpies. The Eagles got up over North Adelaide in a close one by 13 points, and Central District had a good win over Sturt. The margin there was around about 6 goals. But looking at the goal kickers here for Norwood, the victorious Norwood lineup, Matthew Bartamucci was there.